Hello. What's going on here? Hello, everyone. I don't know what was happening over there. All of a sudden, I couldn't see myself. Can you see me? Mm, I'm trying to get these hands away, but can't seem to accomplish it. Anyways, hi everyone. Sorry, I'm still, recovering. So that's why my voice sounds like I've been drinking and fighting and all of that. Um, so what happened this weekend? Well, first of all, welcome to the MungalowCroonings show. Oh God, I sound like a donkey. So what happened this weekend? Hey God, this weekend was litty lit, as in lit. Yes, it was. Hey, where do I even start from? So I've been talking about Burna Boy coming to Manchester with Adikule Gold, Fireboy. Omale was meant to come, but somehow he didn't show up. Tiwa Savage, Oxalades. I'll just about Oxalade and why I have this expression on my face. And many other guys. And due to Dr. Senu, I was able to get, he paid for most of my tickets. So it was amazing. And I got to go and I got to meet with my big sisters, yeah, sister Yemisi, Wajabi Amila. And it was unbelievable. Now, who was the star of the night? You would think Burna Boy, but now Burna Boy was amazing, right? He was amazing. Let me bring on Candy. Hey, Candy.
Hi, are we the only ones here?
We're the only ones, though.
Oh,
The thing
wow.
was just there. I had to take it off, but anyways, so I was just talking about my weekend. Candy, this weekend was lit.
Really? Oh,
I'm telling you, I still am not very well, but you know what? I am so glad that I did not let this body. Hey, bless you. We're both confident to our elbows.
yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't let my body dictate to me. Are you at home?
Yeah, I'm at home.
Oh, okay. I didn't let my body dictate to me what I was going to do this weekend.
Mm.
So, Bonner Boy came to Manchester,
Oh,
right?
really?
Yes.
Oh,
And guess who was there?
I guess you were.
This girl. So, Bonner Boy, Tiwa Savage,
Really?
Adekle, yes, Adekle
Wow.
Golds, Fireboy.
Well, I'm glad you were able to make
Omale
it
was
to
meant to
that.
be there. Don't know what happened. He wasn't there. Oxalate showed up also.
That
I've
would
got
have
to
been.
tell you guys, I'm telling you, for me, the star of the night, even though it was Bonner Boy's show, but the star of the night was definitely, without a doubt, Adekule Gold. God, his entrance was beyond belief. I think the only time I've ever seen an entrance that blew my socks like that was Michael Jackson.
Really?
His entrance was like I had
I don't think
goosebumps.
I know any of
I
his
was
music.
literally palpitating like this.
I don't think I know any of his music.
Oh my God, Candy, we will talk after because I need to introduce you to the world. And I'm sure you know his music. You just don't know
Oh,
that
maybe,
it's his
maybe,
music.
maybe.
But his music is sublime. But this guy is an artist and he can dance. Oh my God. He can move, he can sing, he has stage presence. It was just like the way they were doing the graphics and everything. We were literally taking off from the ground, screaming in anticipation and joy. And I was so lucky that I got to be right in front. So I had my
Oh, right in
earplugs
front?
in. I
Nice.
was right in front. If the guy had done this and flicked, it would have gotten on me. It was that close. Because
Wow.
I was like two, three people behind at first. But as it was getting closer and closer and closer to, the main axe, because I'm small, I kept getting to wiggle my way to the front, and I had my walking stick, so people were getting out of my way.
Oh,
It
very nice.
was unbelievable. This guy then Fireboy, oh my god. Oh god. Then Oxalate came on. Now Oxalate was the
Who?
first to come
Oxalate?
on.
I don't
Like,
know who that is.
that's the guy that had the sex tape that everybody was screaming about.
Oh,
Some
I didn't
basic
hear about
sex
that one.
tape. Okay, well, he had some basic sex tape,
Oh, okay.
and the guy obviously is used to doing sex tapes because, can you give me a minute? Oh, I just realized that. Ron, can you come on, please? Ah, thank God. Abby, I just realized that I've actually got water on the fire.
Oh.
Abby, can you? Yeah, welcome. I'll be
Yeah.
right back. I'll be right back.
Okay. How are you today? How was your day?
I'm okay. I've been under the weather the last few days.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
been kind of sick, but
Are you better
no
now
sick
though?
for no. When you're sick, you can't. You're still mommy and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
say that again. You can
yeah.
say that again. That's it. We don't get to take time off.
No, we don't get to take
Yeah,
time
I
off.
didn't want to end up burning the house, so that's why. So I don't know if you've been hearing me talk, Abby, but man, I was at the concert in Manchester. Bono
Okay.
boy.
How
Hey
was it?
God. It was
It was lit.
lit. And
Mm.
so I'm talking about Oxalate, right? So Oxalate comes
Mm-hmm.
on. So he's this guy with this basic sex tape. He apparently likes to do sex tapes because there were about three of them. I saw about three of them on
Mm.
Twitter. Very, very basic moves. There was nothing spectacular. And apparently, like Unilag boys were amazed by his sexual prowess.
Prowess.
I'm like, damn, that girls are getting the wrong end of the stick. Those girls need to move out. Because if that's what the boys are celebrating, then there's nothing really going on for them there. So,
Me.
anyways, he comes on. So I think the guy
Mm-hmm.
was thinking that the whole of Manchester crowd would be like, "Hey, dude, with the moves," and all of us are like, "Just sing, let us hear now." So the
Sing. That's why
guy,
we
I've been
call you
saying
here.
that is what we paid for. We didn't pay to hear your personal story. Just come and sing. So the guy came up and was like,
Did you go alone?
Huh?
Did you go alone?
I
Did you
went
go?
alone, but I met up with a friend there.
Ah, okay.
I went alone, but I met up with a friend. She came from
Okay.
London for it. So that was, yeah, that was it.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah, dang, it was at the arena. It was almost filled up.
Wow.
Filled
Like if
up.
they added another 10,000 people, that place would have been filled. It was
Uh,
unbelievable.
wow.
Like I have never been in the midst of so many black people. Like the last time was when I went to one redeem event like this in maybe 2009.
When you were still
It
a
was like
redeemer.
homecoming, but the thing is that it was so nice because if you see how people were being kind to each other, I just
Yeah.
loved the show of kindness. It was so nice.
I think COVID has also done something to people because we then now
Yeah,
appreciate seeing one another compared
Mm-hmm.
I'm
to what
telling
it used
you.
to be. So people are kind of like, if you see someone, just feel happy that you're seeing that person after a long while and
Yeah.
after coming together and all of
Exactly.
that. So I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
Um.
like people
Uh,
were
uh,
passing out and people were helping. Like me, when they saw me with my walking stick, immediately they pushed me to the front because they knew I needed
oh
something to hold on
bless.
to and
Oh
somewhere to
bless.
sit. You know,
That's
like
so
even when I needed to get
thoughtful.
out of the place, people were like, "No, let her out, let her out. No, 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 let her." Like people were like campaigning other
One thing
people.
is we are getting there.
Yep.
We are getting there. It might look like it's never gonna get there, but we are
Oh,
getting
we
there.
are.
And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, we are.
happy.
We are getting
I'm I'm
there.
I'm happy as a nation, even though we are not anywhere near there. But as a nation, and that's why I always say this. I do not I look at the government as something that is an abandoned project, but I look at the people as the people that we can work on ourselves, work in progress, whereby when the people get it right, because the citizens are the ones that are going to become the leader tomorrow. So when the
Yeah.
citizens get it right,
Then we
even
can
with
get the
the bad
leadership
ones,
right.
exactly. So the bad
Yeah.
ones are already there. We can eventually they will flushed out, and then the citizen then become a better, a better leader tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
You're
I
so right.
always of the opinions to kind of channel all my energy on the people to say that integrity, all those little things, kindness, empathy, all those things, they matter. They
Ah,
matters a lot.
Abby, I
And
can tell you, yes, there were some funny moments, and I'll tell you the funny moments. There were some funny, but there were very few and far in between. Like there was a guy, he was drinking, he was obviously happy, he was high,
mhm,
his phone had
mhm,
dropped, and it was a nice phone, like one of them latest iPhones.
mhm.
And immediately people were like, hey, guy, your phone, your
Take
phone.
your
Like
phone.
like nobody was like, I beg you, let me quickly, like, and
Yeah.
some people who were there were looking kind of like, what we would call sketchy. But I
Mhm.
swear down, they were the first to be shouting, guy, come back, your phone. Things like that.
Yeah.
And even when, like, there was a time when we were all dancing and everything, and next thing, this guy does put weed in front of me. And I was like, dude, I don't know where your lips have been. I ain't taking a drag from that. That kind of thing. I was like,
They just
sister, we
want to
just
give
dey share
they want
love.
to entertain you. Like, okay, let's
And they were like, sister, we
fuel
just dey
me. You
share
get
love. I was
me?
like, thank you, but
But that's
They
feeling of
thought that
camaraderie at that time, solidarity
exactly.
or whatever.
They thought
I
that if they just
did.
if they
I
entertain you
don't
with
know.
a little one,
I'm
your
not gonna
body will
lie, I felt like
be
a bit of a bitch after, because I sister, we are just sharing love. I was like, my bro, I better no vex. I don't on top medication. If I take this thing, when I not gonna contain me, oh, so it's okay.
yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry, I'll take second hand. So everybody started laughing when I said I'll take second
Mm,
hand.
yeah. And that's the beauty of it. I think sometimes because we live abroad sometimes it's very choked up and people don't get to
Mm-hmm.
go out people, and so when I have
Hmm.
moments like I don't go to parties every time, but when I have a party and I'm there, honestly I'm going to make additional efforts. You would think this is the last party I'm ever going to go. I'm
In
going to
fact,
like oh.
Mm-hmm.
Abby, some funny things happened. Some
Mm,
absolutely fun. So, okay, Oxlade came on. He started singing his song. We were all like, okay, we are listening to the songs. The night pretty song. Guy now vexed that we weren't singing
mm,
along with him, dropped the mic mid song and
oh
walked off. So all
no,
of
are
us
you
were like,
kidding?
we didn't pay for
Even
you anyway, so go.
so
People
it's
were like,
so it's
I
not
like
like his own was like free pro bono.
it was like additional DJ
Free
had been
of
playing your
charge.
song since. So it's
Yeah,
not as if you're coming to come and sing anything that was fantastic. We've been dancing to
fantastic.
your music since, so you can go away. Then some guys from
Fantastic.
Manchester, I don't know who those guys, they were there for over an hour. At a point in time where we will pay you to leave. Like we
Oh.
don't even know what they were singing, we don't know what they were doing. After some
Were
time, they
they
got
like the
their
opening act?
girlfriends on. Hmm?
Were they like the opening act?
Yeah, like opening acts,
Yeah.
but these guys they opened and opened and opened till there was nothing left to open again.
Open
Like we were like,
again.
oh, it have do oh, go.
You can now
Their
go.
girlfriends now came on, their girlfriends too were dancing. We were like, everybody was just started like, okay, this is. And the beautiful thing is, it was such a mixed crowd. I didn't know Asian people love that music like that.
Oh
There
my
were
gosh,
so
they
many black people,
They
love.
so many
do.
white
They
people.
They
It
do.
was
do.
a fantastic. I could just see
They
everybody like,
do.
go, it have do go. Everybody. So
Yeah.
that one,
And
they
and and
left.
that is in the course of us saying all of this, I'm just going to be adding one or two things. And that is
Mhm.
when you see people, in spite of everything going on back home, and you see people want to channel their anger towards that, forgetting that there are people watching. So it's how you present yourself. That's the
Mm,
way other people are going to pick you up. Now,
yeah.
if I want to talk to you now, Abby, and I want to tell you the things that you do wrong, I don't think I want to say all of those things here. I'm going to say it behind closed doors. Maybe when we are having a after party or things like that to say, oh,
Right.
I
Abby, or
don't
maybe
understand. I
even
don't understand what
after.
you're saying, Abby.
I'm going somewhere with this. I'm saying that, as a country or as a nation, sometimes when we are angry, when things are not right, like, the leaders are not doing things right, sometimes we forget how to segregate issue, and we just put everything together. Like saying this country is so bad. Oh, this place is so sold out. This because it's our own image. We are outside, so it's our own image that, in a way, stylishly, we are dancing unknowingly to us because it's how we present ourselves. All those people that have got Asian, the white people that have gone there, trust me, there are people who have channeled that particular energy to say, yo, no, my country, my song, my this. Some people might just go there willingly, but there are people who have echoed it, made it sound even more better than it is, and then they are flocking there as well just because of that. So it's how we promote ourselves. That's the way other people will promote us. I'm just saying, yeah. It's how we promote, how we, in a way, how we carry ourselves.
I don't know how applicable that is because it was just music. It was music. No, people will gravitate towards music irrespective of whatever.
Maybe. I'm just saying, like, people gravitate towards it. Just like I asked you that, did you go alone? That kind of a place, people wouldn't want to. Some people will not go alone. I don't know. Maybe some white dudes might go alone, but some people might not want to go alone. So if they're not going alone, maybe they are looking for someone to go with. Maybe somebody has already said something. Say, oh, do you know this guy, this music? But I'm saying that is the way that you promote yourself. It will make other people, some people will naturally gravitate towards, like me. If you like be singing nonsense, as long as it's music, me, I will listen. You understand what I mean? And I'm assuming that some people that are naturally musically inclined as well would do that. But there's some people that still need someone to tell them, oh, have you heard this song before? It's really nice. Let's go. You know, and I'm just saying that image, public image goes a long way as well.
Well, okay.
It goes a long way. It goes a long way.
I don't.
You don't agree.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out the connection because it was a concert. It was a concert with all kinds of people. There were Manchester-based artists there. There were people from London. There were some people from outside the country. There was a Nigerian DJ that came. This girl blew all the male DJs out of the water. Like people.
Oh my days.
Where I was standing, everybody were like, you know what? Even if Burna Boy and all these people don't come up again, this girl has sealed the
finished. Yeah.
Like she was on flick. So it was music. It was great music. Nobody needed to promote anything. It was great music. And when you hear great music, there's no whether you use. I mean, there was.
What was it? What was the prompt? The prompt is a concert first. Now that's what I'm saying. The prompt is a concert.
Abby, wait. There was a very, very young English lad that was there, and you could see that he was like, "What am I doing here?" When he first all came. But I'm telling you, this guy was like, especially when they were you want a bam bam when they were not playing that, he's was like bam bam. And so we were all laughing everything. Like it didn't matter what anybody felt or whatever. It was music.
No, I just felt I agree with you. I agree with you, but I also felt that there are people there who are going to be drawn to that place by other people who probably might not. Maybe they're not a musical. They are not really musically inclined. They're just like, oh, let's go to concerts and all that.
Sis, trust me, if you don't like music, you're not going to that concert because them tickets weren't cheap. They're wearing cheap tickets, so it's not maybe. Like I just walk into the place to come and hear music. You have to really like music to want to come. So nobody needed to come and convince you. When you count how much is inside your bank account, you
becoming down now.
Tickets. So it wasn't just like anybody who just sound tight. That's what I was trying to understand the relationship.
Okay, maybe.
Because you had to like the music to come because the tickets weren't cheap. So that's the thing.
Okay, I agree with you.
Think about the Billy, Fireboy, Adekule Gold, Tiwa Savage, Burna Boy. Those four alone, that ticket alone is not beans. You understand what I'm saying? Then with all the extra that came on. So you had to love music to come to that kind of concert. It couldn't be that someone was convincing you to come and come. On waiting with that kind of money. No money. Mate, you sit in your house.
Well, it's us that we are counting, working for money or making money. That we'll be talking like that. London people don't think the way you are thinking. Let's just say
Yeah, well, London people, but this was Manchester now,
anyway,
and
so
I'm telling you,
hey,
it
I don't
was.
know because it depends on the
See,
set
see
of
that thing.
people.
You have to like
Ah,
music to want to come to that place. It couldn't just be
ah.
coming because you didn't have anything better to do on a Sunday night
No,
and
no,
it
but you
wasn't
can come
free.
with your friend now. So if you are going now, I can do attachment. I might not like music that much. I can do attachments. I'm paying now because I want to
Okay,
go out
if you
with
go
you.
pay, because man not gonna pay for you for that kind
No,
of
no, you
attachment.
won't pay for me. Maybe I'm hungry to go out. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm hungry to. I just want to go out, and then you are
Okay.
there, and I'm saying, and you said, oh, this ticket is £100 or maybe it's 150, and I said, okay, that's fine. As long as I want to go out, I want to see what's happening. It's not just about the music. I want to see people. I want to see how it could be anything. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
No worries, but me, I shall believe that if the people that came there
Everybody
came because
in a
they.
concert, though, me, I can still say there are still going to be people there. They are not just
I'm not saying that they won't be, but
hair
majority. So what I'm just saying is,
majority. Yeah, yeah, I
what
get what
I'm
you mean.
saying
I get
is,
your context. I got the
they
context.
didn't. There wasn't any need for any kind of political agenda or whatever. It was pure. It was obviously for the music. That was why a lot of the
Maybe.
people were there. Obviously for the music, because you could see it. And man, if you see dressing, hey God, I was like, I am old. I accept. Because sis, if you see some of the things them girls were wearing, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, ah.
Child of God.
And luckily for me, where I got to stay with my friend is directly above where all the artists pass through. So you get to see
Mm.
them as they're coming on and as they're going in. You get to see all the hangers on and everything. You get to see all the famous people, and you see these girls with napkins and handkerchiefs tied together. And like when Burna Boy came up, I was like, man, his mom is a boss. The woman she just looked like this, like, you want to come near my son? Yeah, see, they look you now. The girls were now they just gathered in a corner. They were cowering. They couldn't come near. As soon as Burna Boy did his, his little meet and greet, he did an
Mm-hmm.
interview or two. His mom just did like to the security guy. The way they were carrying body, like the way they were like policing the guy, said, like the woman is like, you will not come and do any nonsense near my son. That woman is like, you know
Wait,
what? I
wait.
was
His
thinking,
mom was at the concert?
yes, his mom is his manager. I'm telling
Oh.
you, she reminded me so much of Donda and Kanye at the beginning. You know how Donda was like on top of Kanye, like making him focused. We ain't messing about here, bruh. He's about the music. Get the music, get them coins. Don't waste no time with them little girls. Just focus. I'm telling you, that's how his mom. At a point in time, his mom even stood with the mic and she can groove. And it was really nice. It was a really, really good concert. And Tiwa Savage too. Oh my God, when she sang Koro, come and see how the whole place just turned upside down. Everybody was just dancing Koro back, Koro back, Koro. It was a really, really good concert. But the standout artists for me were Adekunle Gold number one, Fireboy, and then of course, no, Adekunle Gold, Bonner, then Fireboy,
Fireboy.
then Tiwa Savage. But I mean, it's not like one was better than, it's not as if they were bad. But when we're talking about stage presence and the way they carried the music and the way they related with the audience
Mm-hmm.
and everything, it was like, yeah. But it was
Yeah.
very nice. And Tiwa Savage, Tiwa Savage and Burna Boy, they sang with live bands, which was really, really good.
Oh.
Did a bit of backing track, but he also played some instrument. But Fireboy did more backing track and that kind of thing. It was really good. It was
Was
a very good concert. I
Sounds like
would
it.
go again. And this thing of people not wanting to go to concerts by themselves, you dare me, so go enjoy yourself. You might make friends. And if you don't make friends, you still have a great time. But there's no how, because where I was standing, I didn't know
you are
anybody.
tirelessly telling us to go. Shebi have said nobody tell us to go. Don't tell us. Continue.
But what I'm saying is
Don't
that
tell
when I
us.
was standing in front, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody. But within 15 minutes, we were all chatting like old friends, like, all the different artists that were coming up. We were laughing, talking, enjoying the music, dancing. It was really great. It was a very, very good concert. So Asha is coming and I got tickets. So if you haven't got your tickets and you're in Manchester, hurry up, get your Asha tickets so that we can meet up there and have a great time. Okay. So that was my weekend. And then of course, after the whole party, luckily my friend booked a hotel in Manchester. And I walked into the room, managed to down some fish and chips, and I collapsed like that.
You can't go to that kind of a
So I
place
didn't
and then
survive. I didn't actually surface until I think about an hour ago. About an hour, 2 hours ago. That's when I surfaced since Sunday.
Wow. Hashtag. So, but we don't even want to hear that you're tired today. What's today's topic? We don't want to hear. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. We don't. We are going to be watching you.
Hey,
where is Ron? Where is Ron?
I know. Where is Ron?
Ron is somewhere. I think he's busy doing something, but he will join us. Don't worry. You know Ron. Okay. Ron loves, and we actually got some feedback on the show. I'm trying to get to let me get to it. It said, thank you for your shows, impacting topics, lessons to be learned, more grace. And in fact, the person said it's almost time. So the person was actually waiting on time to join us.
Oh,
so
bless.
We get a lot of feedback anyways, but I felt to share this one because this one's from a friend. So let's talk about tonight's topic. And I'm sure you guys saw on MungalowCroonings, the WhatsApp group, me and Ron doing the whole back and forth. Because he like to come up with those topics that just like you just want to fight for the sake of fighting. And then Enoka brought up that video and he was like, he needs to investigate to know whether it is us that created the video. I hope he will come up so he can play the video. But
the video.
Today's topic is really about, it was something that we talked about briefly, very, very briefly, about some 2-3 weeks ago, and then on a group that was on, we were talking about it, and it was like a big to do. I was like, I didn't even realize how much of an issue this was. And this was basically about couples seeking approval from each other. So like if the girl is getting dressed, she goes and says, oh honey, does this look nice on me? That kind of thing. Or the guy is like, oh babe, look at my car, I just got a new car, what do you think about this car? And it was about seeking approval. That can it be a show of love and affection? Can it bring couples together, or can it be the death knell of a relationship? And the argument that was going on was, you better don't give some people an inch, because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And now for me, there are certain things that I agree to that, like with my dressing. I can't recall ever in any of my relationships ever getting dressed and going to my partner and saying, do I look nice in this? I've got eyes, I've got a mirror, I will use them. I don't believe in asking that kind of question. And I don't know why I developed that mentality, but I just never ask. I never ask, how do I look? I never solicit opinion. And if it's given, I really don't. I'm like, oh, thanks. If it's a nice opinion, I'm like, thank you. If it's not a nice opinion, I'm like, thank you. I didn't ask you anyways. But some people felt very, very strongly about it, saying that, oh no, never, ever, ever, ever ask, because for anything, not even just compliments, never ask opinion about anything, because it's like you're opening a door to abuse or that kind of thing. I was like, okay, I think that's a bit overboard. And some people, yeah, it's overboard. I felt it was overboard, but some people felt very strongly that it was not overboard, that it was bang on what needed to be done. Some people said it was a show of affection. So before you go, hey, Boomy, hey, I've missed you.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are
this was
you?
your ears must have been pulling last week when we were looking for you.
In
Was
fact,
that the one with Bookie?
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
Bookie was.
I went
Oh,
back
so
and
you
I
watched it?
played it. I was like, it was really interesting.
I'm not going to lie. I was sweating a bit. I was like, God, please, I don't know whether I want Booby to come or not.
Yeah,
I
I
was
wanted you to
sweating a
come. I was
bit.
like, okay, but we need to come.
Okay.
Oh.
Actually, I kind of thought that it was better that I wasn't there because I
Oh my God.
the
I
things
was
that Bookie
sweating
was
a bit.
saying
I
was
was like,
kind of
I
triggering.
don't know.
Yeah.
Was a little triggering, but you guys managed to get your points across. I thought it was very,
Yeah.
very like if a
It was
person who was
triggering.
interested in that topic watched that show, they would have learned a lot. It was a really good
Yeah.
show. You guys did
Yeah.
well. Anyway, keep talking. I'm listening. I'm
Okay.
So
reacting.
Amen Hotep says, I beg to differ. Approval isn't a death knell. What's respect then? I say it's because of the respect for one another that there's such an arrangement. So here's someone who doesn't believe that seeking approval is a death knell. So
Can I
what
say
do you?
something real quick?
Yeah,
Okay, go
yeah.
on.
Can I say something real quick? So the examples you gave, dude buys a car and is asking his partner what she thinks, or a girl's asking her partner what she thinks. I don't think that's seeking approval. I
That's
think
an opinion.
that's seeking an opinion. I mean, I wear
Thank you.
whatever I
I
want.
think I
Like,
think the word
What?
Abe means is validation, not approval. Sorry,
Yeah,
well, I
yeah,
don't
I'm
like
maybe a smart
necessarily think
ass.
validation.
it's validation either, though.
Yes, I agree with you, but I think for the show, what she's talking about is really a validation, not
Yeah,
approval.
maybe.
I don't think
Okay.
she's saying, "Oh, will he allow you to do it? Will he allow you to wear those things, or will she allow you to buy the
No,
car?"
no, no,
I
no,
think
no,
she's
no. It's
saying,
not that.
"Will you look at me, the way I want to be seen?" It's validation basically.
Mm.
Sorry, go on.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, thanks for that, for the clar. Yeah, but personally, I don't, whether it's validation or whatever, I think there's certain situations where, like, well, I'll use myself for an example. Like, I, I wear whatever I feel like, whatever I want, and it's rare that that I'd be asking Mike. I mean, but there are occasions when I'm like, depending on where we're going, I'm like, what do you think of this? Like, we're going to this, what do you think of this? But it's not. I don't think there's. I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. Just but it's almost like bouncing ideas. Like before he goes to court, for example, he'll come and ask me which tie goes with the suit. Do I think this works with this suit or
Yeah.
that works with that suit? Not because he's seeking any kind of approval or validation from me, but sometimes it's just good to have an extra pair of
Like a
eyes.
like
And
a
like,
yeah,
might
second
notice
opinion.
something that someone else might not know. And he knows I have more of a sense of style than he does. So, so
Mhm.
I don't think, I mean, it's one thing, like Bumi was saying, to be seeking permission. Now, that's a whole different topic there. I mean, there are people who have to, ask permission. They can't wear something without asking permission. They can't cut
Right,
their hair without asking
right,
permission.
right.
Do other things.
Mm.
So I think this whole, like, asking, what you think about what I'm wearing, I really don't think there's anything like a
I
big
think
deal
it's
about
the kind of relationship you have
it. Right,
with your
right.
partner.
Mm.
That would, because when I go back to that conversation that was going on, it
Yeah.
was very much a thing about what kind of relationship do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
if you have a relationship with someone who always talks you down, always has something negative to say about the way you look. Oh,
Right.
look at your fat ass, look at your fat legs, look at your fat face, look at this. Then of course, the last thing you should be doing is asking them anything about the way you look or the way you dress. I
Absolutely.
mean,
You
I was
shouldn't be
watching a
dating somebody
program.
that is saying, "Look at your fat eyes, look at your fat legs."
They don't
Anyway,
start that way. They don't. They start
okay.
it. It's weird the way, because
I know.
there
I
was
get what
someone
you
who was
mean.
talking about being a victim.
Hey.
Hey, what happened? You cut your hair.
Yeah, you look different.
Why is
You
why is he
cut your
looking so
hair.
different?
You see, I noticed.
Go on then.
After the show last Tuesday, I had to cut my hair.
After the what?
After the show last Tuesday, The stress you guys put me through was so much that I had to.
I knew it was going to bring it
Oh,
down to us.
how
I knew
sweet.
it.
Oh my God, that is true. You people were so horrible to run. Oh,
How were we horrible to run? He was looking for trouble.
you
Yes.
literally.
Oh
were
my
trying to
God.
get
And
make
to
sure
me,
you
I
did not
can't
get on
laugh.
Andy for
stage.
president.
They are women, oh,
Bobby, how
I
can you
just
do
woke
this?
up this morning. I just said I'm touching my head.
oh, that's funny.
This
God,
person was talking about them being a victim. Like one person was
yeah.
talking about that how their own partner started in a very subtle way. Then I was watching a
Also,
program yesterday. It had David Oyelowo in it, and there was a guy who was basically teasing his girlfriend. His girlfriend had suffered a home invasion, and she didn't actually tell him that she had been sexually assaulted by the person who invaded the house. She just said, oh, he came with a knife, and that's all she ever told him. But he was always constantly teasing her about being clumsy, about being untidy and things like that, and he would say it like a joke. And then they went to meet David Oyelowo's character, and she mistakenly spilled coffee, and it was like, oh, mate, I'm so sorry about. And he said, word of advice: never apologize for the person you love. Like, never make them feel like they're less than.
Like the
You're
middleman.
apologizing for them. Oh, sorry that she's clumsy. Oh, sorry that she's untidy. Oh, sorry
Yeah,
that she's stupid. That kind of
that is
thing. And
one
the guy,
backhanded comment if ever. You
you
could
know,
do that? Jesus
the
Christ.
guy wanted to fence with shock when David basically told him off for it and everything. So I think that's where that idea is coming from. That when someone starts to sort of be needling with their words and their actions, that's
Basically,
is
how
like,
much
oh,
of your your self-worth, your sense of self,
Mm-hmm.
your mood comes from your partner.
Yeah.
mm.
Can I say something about it?
Yeah, sure, sure,
go
sure.
on, go on.
First of all, I think it's actually a really good question if people understand the nuances of this shit. Because on the surface, it's like a knee-jerk reaction to say your own self-esteem should come from you and not, it shouldn't be external, it should be internal. And I think that is how it should be in reality. I mean, in a healthy situation, in an ideal world, but often it doesn't. I mean, if you've ever been in love, you know the feeling of you feel like you're flying, you feel like you can do anything, you feel like you're just walking on air. Like if a person you admire and respect loves and respects you back, there's just no feeling like it in the world. That's why love and romance is the big ass fucking industry that it is. So we can't really take that human part of it out of it, that as long as we're human beings, if the way people feel about us is going to affect how we feel about ourselves too.
Yeah.
But in a marriage, I think that wanes after a while. After you both see each other the way you really are, no matter how great you are, eventually you're not gonna be that impressed. So you're gonna have to grow up and get that shit from somewhere else, maybe your work or, well, I don't
Can I
know,
ask a
whatever
question?
it is. Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
Ron.
Can I ask a question before we go everywhere? Is this
Yeah.
question about verbal abuse, or we're asking whether if a spouse can correct, like a spouse telling the other spouse, I want you to dress in a certain way? Which of it? Is it a verbal abuse we're discussing, or
I think
like
they're like
I
Why
don't
two
want you
sides
wearing
of
mini
the
skirts
same
and showing all
coin,
your boobs?
really.
why
Positive
would a
words will
partner
build you up.
tell
Negative ones will tear you down. They're two sides of the same coin.
but why would
Sorry, Abby was asking.
one grown adult tell another grown adult how to dress?
When you're
That's
married, it
funny.
doesn't count whether it's grown adults or non-grown adults.
No, I'm just asking.
I know. I gave you the answer. It's not everything is not freestyle as you can imagine. When you're married, it's a
No,
different ball game. For instance, I'll give you an
one,
example.
okay.
For
Okay, give the
instance,
example.
wouldn't want
I
my
mean, there
wife
are
exposing
legitimate
her
reasons why
boobs.
that can happen. Like Candy's example that she's more
Yes, I
stylish
wouldn't
than
want my
mine.
wife exposing her boobs all over the place and wearing
Ex-
micro mini skirts. Why she's
Was
yes,
she
married to me?
exposing her boobs and wearing micro mini skirt before she met you?
it doesn't matter,
It
Abby.
doesn't
I'm
matter
a
though,
firm
Abby.
believer in that.
There
You
are
see,
Once you're
situations
married,
matter.
where
you no longer just represent
Once
yourself.
you're
You
married,
now
you have
exactly.
represent
to start
somebody else
a
too. You
respectful,
have to consider their
respectable man.
feelings. Yeah.
Because I represent you as your husband and you represent me as your wife.
Exactly.
Yeah,
As
So
much
we
as
have
you
to
won't want your
respect
husband walking around town in flip flops looking like,
right.
like a tout.
a ragamuffin, you too as a
This is
woman, you have
also
some
this is one of
obligation
those
to them.
rare occasions where I'm actually going to
We
be on one
agree.
side.
No, because no, the reason why I'm asking the question is if I wasn't dressing like that before, why all of a sudden am I
You were
being
single
told?
So
then.
that's the
You only
thing.
represented yourself.
Abby, like,
Can
someone
I answer
who has
can I
gone through
answer
the
her?
stage of like,
Wait now, let Candy
as
speak.
someone who has gone through that stage of, being all, wearing all kinds of all kinds of things, I mean, and
Top
as someone
hair,
who's become, a more, what's the word? For lack of a better word,
respectable.
Responsible.
respectable wife and mother. I remember I made a Facebook post a while ago joking about it that I was on, what's that website these young girls are buying clothes from? These cheap clothes. But anyways, I was like, I went on there and I was like, stuff like 10 years ago and I've been all over. I was like, shit, I can't wear all this stuff. So I mean, there is, when you're with I feel like when you're there, first of all, as you grow older and when you're with someone where it's not just about you anymore, like even now, I mean, yes, there's still certain things I still wear. Like I feel like I will always wear crop tops, but also when we're having like, if it's a formal event, if I'm going to something that has to do with Mike's work, if I'm going to a family gathering, I have to know the way I'm dressed because his image is, I'm part of his image, so it's not, so these are things you got to take into consideration, not because it's not like Mike has never cared whatever I wore. He doesn't control whatever I wear or whatever, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that he's an attorney. He, like for example, when it's a work thing and, he's a respectable person. I have to exude that respectfulness also, or, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's situations where, I mean, and just like him too, if he was wearing something, we're going somewhere, I'm like, we're not going out like that together, where it's, yeah.
I think maybe again this is part of my own naivety, but I'm just thinking if I'm going to an
It is.
event with a partner, like a respectable event, do I need someone to really tell me that I should dress respectfully?
Well, you'd be amazed.
You'll be
You'd
amazed.
be amazed.
Okay.
Look at the governor of Anambra's wife.
Exactly.
That one is not that. He dressed like a turkey. I went to collect a snap.
Flamingo.
I was just about to go there.
Oh my God.
So basically, when you married, it's a different.
I have to go back to my
It's
desk
kind
for a
of a
while. I've
different
been
ballgame
listening.
because you're both representing each other. It's not just the wife representing the husband, but it's also there are certain things. For instance, Candy wouldn't like her husband publicly, which will affect the way she sees him. So, for instance, I gave an example of dressing. It could also, there's also this thing when you're young, you do wild things. Maybe you were smoking weed 247, you were always in the club every day of the week, and you were always drinking. Then all of a sudden you get married. You understand? For goodness sake, you don't need anybody. You don't even need your spouse to tell you that.
That's what I'm thinking. No, but you don't need anybody to tell you that. Oi, you need to
But
calm
some
down.
people still don't grow up. Some people still don't grow up. Both men, both women, they still wouldn't grow up. So they still need somebody to tell them to say that this is not appropriate. this is not appropriate. Even as someone that doesn't have husband in the house, I know if I'm going certain places, I have to dress, the place that I am going. You understand what I mean? It depends. When I was in Nigeria, if I'm going alone, then I think, okay, this place I'm going, yeah, I can dress this way. And if I want to go with somebody and I want to represent something, then I have to dress differently. Not because if I wear whatever I'm wearing other days, it's going to affect anyone, but because I'm just thinking that, is this clothes appropriate for this occasion? And that should be the way everyone would dress. But you will be surprised, you'll be amazed that people don't do that.
Then even I was speaking with a law enforcement agent that was during the weekend. We're discussing, in fact, this is even part of the discussion, and this is even for married and single people. We're discussing about rape because there are many NGOs against rape in South Africa. Many, like there are like thousands of them. So I was asking, how are they coping with the reports and influence? He said that they have a new program whereby they now try to advise young women like who walk alone or move. They don't move in groups; they just move alone. Like, listen, if you know you don't have friends that you can move in groups with, the police cannot be everywhere at the same time. But you have to be mindful of what you wear. Nobody's controlling you, but you should dress in a certain way. However, in reality, a rapist is not a thing about what he says. A born rapist will rape even if you wear full hijab, right?
Exactly.
It's a
Exactly.
psychological imbalance. But there are those who are not in that category of full-blown rapists. They're just there. A matter of opportunity and time. Nobody will catch, and they decide to go for it. So they keep advising that dress in a certain way, not just for respect, dress in a certain way that will minimize your chances of being picked out for these kind of things. So to a large extent, now we are talking about dressing. This topic can even go up to other forms of enhancement like makeup, hairdo, jewelry. The man might just say, I don't know, madam, I like your natural hair. The woman say, no, I want to weave on, I want extension, I want it. The guy that you are doing it for is already telling you that he doesn't mind you being
But
you.
see, that's your mistake.
Who said
though.
that she doesn't do it? She's doing it for him.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying this is absolute. Let's just look at it right with me for a moment. Generally, it's considered that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? Before you get into a serious relationship or marriage, you try to look your best. Like whether you're a man or a woman, you try to give your best appearance for, just in case you meet the right person you want, right? And you want to show your, best appearances. After you get married, and let's say you were going on the street, you were working extra hard to look in a certain way. Now you've already captured the what's the bullshit and all that. You've already captured who you want. You're already in love. You like yourself. Is there really need to go overboard when dressing anymore? Like when appearing? Is there the need
It's
for
not.
it?
But see, that's the thing.
Especially when the other person is saying, "I don't mind."
So,
I don't
okay, I will answer that
no.
question for you. As someone who, I know you guys can never tell when I'm on here, but as someone who loves fashion, who loves makeup, I do it for me, for how I
Exactly.
feel good. I mean, yeah, Mike couldn't care less whether I wear makeup or I have
That's it.
extensions or my hair is in an afro. He doesn't care, but
Yeah,
it's for me.
personally, I don't control. I'm just throwing it out there.
But that's what I'm saying. It's for me. It's for how I feel. It's for how I feel good inside. It has nothing
Exactly.
to do with it's just like how when he decides to wear a blue suit, it's not because I like him wearing a blue suit. It's for him. It's for he likes blue suits. He enjoys blue suits. He thinks he looks good in blue suits. So he wears that. So it's not anything to do with it has nothing to do with I think because you're married doesn't mean you lose your individuality and the things that make you feel good.
Exactly.
You can't lose yourself because you're married. Before I met him, I liked makeup, I liked fashion. It wasn't because I was trying to catch anyone. It's something I enjoyed doing. But so because I'm married, I should give all those things up because I'm married and it's not a big deal to him. No,
So,
these are
can
things
you
that
go?
I still enjoy, even as a married mother of 2 children.
Exactly. That's the thing. I don't understand this whole thing of I'm doing it to capture a man, and now I've captured him. And besides, he liked me with the makeup when he met me. He saw me, was like, "Ooh, I like that girl." Then all of a sudden, because he has now put a ring on my finger, and like, "Oh, I couldn't care less. I don't care what you look like. You don't have to put on makeup." Oh, Benny, I wasn't doing it for you.
Makeup.
Okay. Look at, can you shave off your hair, go bald, without consulting your spouse?
Yes, I cut my hair. I cut my hair very short.
My hair is shaven right now. I have a shaved bald head right now.
Ron, shortly after I had Kennedy, my hair was just, I mean, have you heard of postpartum shedding? Anyways, Mike went to Vegas. While he was gone, I went to the salon. I had him cut off my hair and sent him a picture that I cut my hair. So
it's her hair. It's not his.
My sound card is
Hey,
Hello.
Something's wrong.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing okay.
Hey.
Hey, Candy. What's up, Bumi? Abby. You translated Yoruba earlier on. It's like because of we that we don't have husband at home. Awata lokonile.
Hey now. Hey now.
Oh my days! You have started with your wala.
Don't start though.
This is the thing. This is the thing, Ron. Ron, going back to your question, there are certain things that
Your hair, tattoo, and extra piercings. No consultation. You just felt like.
Why would you consult? It's your body now.
Oh, you know what?
See,
I think it depends on your relationship and the things you guys find important. Because, like I said, those things are very superficial for us. Like, if Mike comes home with another tattoo, if that's what he wants, I really don't care. I'm sure if I decided to go pierce my navel again, I decide I want to repierce it again, it's not gonna care. I just think it depends on the things you guys consider as important to each other.
No, but your case is different. Your case is different because it has happened before, right? I'm just saying, like, please.
Well, but I'm saying though, no,
why is
I'm
it different?
Just saying that I think it depends on what's important. There are things that both of us would do that we won't even talk to each other. But then there are other things that we feel are more important. For example, like big ticket purchases. For example, we consult each other before any one of us would make any big ticket purchase. We will talk to each other. If any one of us gonna spend more than $700 on something.
That's my finances.
Huh?
That's finances, not.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's part of things you talk about.
That's more important than whether she puts another piercing in her ear.
It depends each relationship. It depends on what you guys hold as important as what you feel you need to.
Why I said this different is that already even before marriage, you guys already did this and you accepted this as it is. It's not an issue for discussion. If you do more, it really doesn't matter. Now I'm talking about people who have never done either of the two. Nobody has even thought about it before. Then all of a sudden it happens without consultation.
Well, I can't.
So
that would be a bit much. Yeah.
Abby, you just like anarchy? Everything is so.
What is anarchy? I'm like, so if I'm with someone, if I'm with someone and he goes and gets a tattoo, if I look at it and it's like, oh babe, look at my tattoo, I'm like, oh, nice one. I'm not going to go, how dare you? Why did you consult me before you think I get tattoo? Where's the consult is his body now?
Wow. That's a big deal for a lot of people though.
It's not my body. I'm not the one who went and laid there and had pain. Me, I'm terrified of needles. So the prospect of me ever getting a tattoo or a piercing fully awake is never going to happen. So if I come home with a piercing in my nose or something, if I know the first thing my partner will ask me is, were you knocked out? Because they will know that there's no way I would do it awake. You understand what I'm saying? So if someone goes to do it, me, I admire people who have strength like that to go and take needles and get all that kind of stuff. It's not my body. So I'm not going to be fighting you and saying, how dare you go and put tattoo on your skin. Now, if it's my kid who is under 16 that goes to go and get tattoo, that's a completely different, kettle of fish. But a grown adult like myself decides he wants to get a tattoo and I'm having problems with it. What's my own? It's his body. So I don't understand why you're getting upset that I said so.
Okay, let's ask Bumi.
Let
me ask the question again. You married your husband, clean slate, nothing on his body. Then all of a sudden he comes back with his bank account. So, are you here? He comes up with brown tattoo from neck, from back of ears to neck, everywhere.
Are you minding Abby? I don't even know what she's
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I hope you're happy with that one.
Thank God.
If he went, he did not tell me from neck on wanty. He just said went and go. Because when I said I was doing like this constantly. Now the person with me would definitely know that something like that, where your entire neck is covered, is not going to be appealing to me.
That's exactly what we're saying. If somebody married, if you're with someone, you think they won't already know that. They should already know that. So for them to do something like that without consulting you, it's a big deal. Like, people are individuals. I have a tattoo. I fucking love tattoos, but I don't not understand that for some people, it's a big fucking deal. I mean, there are entire religious books that say don't defile your body or blah, blah, blah. It could be a deal breaker. And we can't know every deal breaker for everyone. We can't know every.
But that's what I said for me now.
Hold on, Abby, let me finish. As adults, we should have some idea of the kind of thing that can be a deal breaker. And we should especially know when it's people that we're dating, that we should know the difference between a haircut and a tattoo. Even if you get your hair cut without him knowing, and he's the kind of person who cares, because a lot of men don't give a shit about things like that, but some will. Imagine that you're with a guy, he has a thing about your long hair, you go behind his back, you cut off your hair. Even if you do that, at least the hair can go back. But a tattoo, that's literally permanent. You don't do that without no. There are lines.
Bumi, that is to the people that it bothers now.
No, that's
why I said it doesn't bother me.
All of a sudden, it's not just about you anymore. It's about both of you. You literally have to consider this person in every decision. Depending on your relationship, like Candy was saying, you're trying to say, Abby, that, you're so laid back, you don't care about these things. That's fine. I don't believe you. Everybody, we never know until somebody does those things that we had lines. Everybody has lines. But
no, I'm not saying I don't have lines.
That's fine.
I'm not saying I don't have lines. I'm saying my lines don't include tattoos. My line, if my partner, my ex had a full sleeve and he was very, very conscious about it, and he was always wearing long sleeve shirts. And until the day he took off his shirt, and I was like, "Oh, you've got a tattoo, a sleeve." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm very conscious of it. I regret doing it." And I was like, "Well, it's really lovely." And I was like, and I kept touching it and I kept tracing the art on it. And he was like, "You really like it?" I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." And that's when he started wearing short sleeve shirts. It didn't bother me because, well, he had it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, but if it was a case where he went and drew something on his face, now that would be an issue for me, because excuse me, so I'm not saying I don't have a line. What I'm just saying is, and that's why I kept doing this, that if he went and put something on his arm or on his leg, on his
but
back.
We're not talking about you specifically. We were saying, we're talking generally.
No, Ron was addressing it to me, so that's why I was responding to him. He was saying, Abby is saying so I was saying, yes, I'm saying so because it doesn't bother me. That's what I was saying. I didn't say it for everybody in general. I said me.
Okay, but let me just add so that it's not just like I'm against you completely.
No,
I think these things are consideration, but I'm not saying that it always has to be honored. But it's very, very reasonable.
Oh my God, sorry. I got to interrupt. I just got some news, some exciting news. Mike is a finalist for Giant Slayer Finalist Lawyer of the Year.
For what?
Giant Finalist Slayer Lawyer.
But actually,
congrats! That's great!
Wow.
Oh, that is wonderful news.
Thanks.
I don't know what it means. Apparently, in Connecticut, they give these awards during the during the year, and
Tell him we are going to Washington.
His yeah. Sorry, I just
But there's an
got
award.
really
We don't even know what the fuck it means, but we love them all. Congratulations.
Oh, that's amazing.
What
Congrats.
I was trying to say, I mean,
That's what
it
matters.
doesn't mean that you have to honor all these things, but saying that we don't have to honor them at all is wrong. If you're married, but there's certain decisions that are not just yours alone anymore. Even when it's about your body. But that's not to say that we always have to honor. If some people are unreasonable, if somebody says that, oh, nah, we're Muslims. I know that when we're first dating, I seem circular, but now I want you to wear a hijab and you don't want to wear a hijab. That's unreasonable. Since you never did it before. Well, it's not even unreasonable. You may consider it unreasonable, and sometimes that's legitimate. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, the concept that
says you must tell the lady, you must discuss it with the lady. Well, the religion says
the lady must accept it. Under Islam, you can't force her to wear a hijab. It has to be her choice.
In fact, I just want to back away from that example completely. The point is, I'm not saying that every request should be honored. I'm saying the idea that you have such a request is reasonable in a marriage or in a relationship. So you get.
Yeah.
All of us were just here and Happy is just making money quietly without even telling us what's going on.
Really? What's going on?
I see that you're doing all these money things. Bitcoin
because you guys are already dealing with the topic in a very professional way. But in the real sense of it, just to add to what everyone has said, I believe that it depends on the relationship. It depends on the relationship. If you have, I wouldn't have a relationship where somebody would just go and do tattoo like Omotio, I won't just do that. You can do your tattoo, but at least you need to talk me through that, because I'm going to talk you through if I'm going to do something else. That is me. It's not because I'm claiming ownership, but I'm saying that because our relationship is very open conversation where I'm going to say, babe, I want to cut my hair, and you're going to be like, okay, cut it. If you say don't cut it, that doesn't mean that I won't cut it because it's my hair. But because that's personal to me, that I'm still going to discuss it with you. If you have your concerns, it has to be legitimate. You have to say, oh, I don't want you to cut it because it won't, maybe it will give you more stress. You have to give me something beyond don't cut it. That is me. And it's vice versa. Since I'm not expecting to date or go out with somebody that is a dummy. So if you want to say something as well, if I say don't do it, you should be able to question that information to say, why should I not? You want to go out now with your friends on it, and it might not be relevant, but things like that, like you think, oh, I don't need to tell my wife I'm going out, but you are in a relationship, so it's different. I'm going out, you're like, okay, I'm going out, bye, have a good day. And if I say don't go out, why should you not go out? I should be able to put a conversation into that, and it has to be convincing. So that's just me. So if somebody's telling me, I think I dated someone that needed me to give, whenever I say I wanted to do something, this is with my money. If I say I wanted to do something, he said, oh, I'm suggesting you don't do it now. Maybe let's have a round table discussion. This is my money. And I asked him, I said, when you were making decisions to go to Nigeria, did you call me or did you call your village people? When you were doing this, so if you're not ready for a mutual relationship, then it's going to be difficult. It's going to be different. So what you want people to do to you, be ready to do it back. So that's my own school of thought, and I could be wrong. I just like, okay, I wouldn't just go and do tattoo without discussing that with you. I wouldn't just go and cut my hair. You might not like it, but I wouldn't just go and do it. So, and like I said, we have to discuss it and say, oh, this is why I think this is. It's like I want to spend money. Maybe we have a joint account after my own account, or we have a special joint account, and I'm just going to take money out. I'm just like, okay, Shebi, my money is there too. That doesn't look like a union. That looks like a place where somebody's just making decisions. So you have to discuss everything and anything. It might sound, maybe, I don't know, it might sound silly, but I just think everything needs to be discussed.
You were right with the, like, you know, when you just said that thing about hair, like for me, like I said, I honestly don't care about a tattoo. Again, as long as it's not on your face or somewhere like on your neck.
Yeah,
but
what Bumi is telling you,
wait.
what Bumi is, 1 second, what Bumi is saying is that when you are not alone, then it becomes a different ball game entirely. It's like a team thing. If I'm in a team at work, for instance, and we are doing something, we have a target. They said, this is the target that we have to work on. I can't say I finished mine and I'm leaving. No, we are a team.
But what I'm saying is that if that doesn't bother me, why am I going to make it an issue? It's not because it's going to bother you. No, it's not because it's going to bother you. But it's because you are a team. So one team must let the other team know. If you like, decide that it doesn't bother you, but you still need to communicate that information. Okay,
that's the
so
point. It's not
just to understand. So even though my partner knows that him getting a tattoo on his arm wouldn't bother me, but for the fact that we're a team, he still goes ahead and says to me, babes, I'm going to get a tattoo. And
it's like an information. It's like an information because you don't bother. It doesn't bother you. So he's just giving you that information. It's not like he's saying, oh, tell me to go or not to go. It's an information that you don't want to be told outside.
The reason why I was trying to clarify, because now for me, hair on a guy is a big thing. I love it when a man has hair. So if when we were dating and everything, I've made it very clear that I love to stick my hand into your hair. You're off the radar, forget about it. You know, I love to stick my hand into your hair and everything. And then we get together and you just walk in through the door completely clean shaven. I will be upset because I've made it very clear from day one that I love your hair.
You see, this is what exactly. This is why I'm saying now. You made it a request because this is what you want. But we are talking of a bigger picture, not limited to just hair. It could be anything. It needs to be discussed, either mentioned or discussed or agree. Either way, you need to know, and vice versa. This other person too needs to know. Put it in your dictionary. Something you must do.
Thank you. I don't know about that one.
You have to learn it, or unless you don't. Even if it's a girlfriend and you open, you get open to.
Forever. Your head is too strong.
No, even if it's a girlfriend.
You want my family people to come and attack you, Bumi.
If it's a girlfriend and you're being open to one another, let's look at it from that perspective. You're being open to, you tell each other everything and anything, and then all of a sudden you just went like, okay, I'm going here, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't just say that you guys understand each other, it's just communication. You can just do it by text if that's what will make you happy, but you must communicate it.
Okay, I didn't understand that one. I didn't understand that one, but okay, Buki, what are your thoughts?
Hi, sorry, I've just come in.
Why are you changing the topic? That's not the topic.
What's the topic?
I don't know why he put this as the topic. That's the topic.
Sorry, could you help me explain?
So basically, we're saying that, you know, there was a conversation that happened some time ago about people seeking validation or maybe approval in relationships. So on the very basic level, like a woman going to her partner or her husband and saying, oh, does this look nice on me? Or do I look good in this? Or a man going to his wife and saying, oh, does this haircut suit me? Or this is the car I'm buying, and do you like the color? Or something like that. Is that a form of respect in relationship, or is it the beginning of disrespect? The beginning is like a death knell. So basically, that's the question.
It's increasingly worrying that we're in a society that seems to want to eradicate everything good about partnership between people, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting your partner's approval, with regards to your appearance. I agree with everything that sister was saying previously. We're there to build each other up. We're there to complement each other. We're there to make each other feel better. When we're behind closed doors, it's us against the world, and we shouldn't now start bringing a device. For me, it's a divisive way of thinking for a relationship. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me saying, "Oh, baby, do you like my hair?" It's common. We say to our girlfriends, "Oh, do you like my outfit?" So why shouldn't we, in our personal relationship with our partners, who, by the way, are supposed to be lifelong partners, and it's just another form of communication. It's not something I see as validation, or I don't see where respect even comes into it. It's just what you do for your loved one. If you're interested in them, if you're saying that you're focused on them and you're aware of them, then those are the little things. You notice little things. Your hair looks nice today, or you notice
what
little
if
things.
you don't have that kind of partner, though? If you don't have that kind of partner that would tell you, "Oh, you look nice today. Oh, that's a very good color on you," or that kind of thing. Who's always constantly finding a way of, in their own mind, they call it teasing.
I think what she's trying to ask is, how much should you rely on that to feel good about yourself?
Well, if that is what is important, we shouldn't make people feel bad for needing something from somebody, and that's I think that's one thing that we do.
Well, there are some really needy people out there, let's be honest, that need to be reassured constantly.
Well, if that's who they are, then that's who they are. For me, the point of a relationship is coming together and you learn about one another. It's not about just satisfying yourself and your needs in a relationship. Yes, of course, there's a point where it becomes jarring and it's too much, but it's a reasonable expectation to learn what makes your partner happy and to make a little effort to try and make them happy. If the need for reassurance is too much, then you would address that and say, "Oh, babe, once in a while it's okay, but if it's like 10, 20 times a day, then that's not natural. There's a problem there, and that needs to be addressed." But we have a tendency in today's society to want to micro inspect every aspect of a relationship and control and dictate how people should be. And it's not healthy for a relationship. You come together, you learn about each other, you see what you can do for one another, and if you can't, then that means you're not compatible. You go your separate ways. But it's not something that should be.
You said about micro inspecting and checking everything. When you have, because again, this happens with many people. I mean, I've just spoken to two people who, when they got into relationships, the guy was amazing. Oh, it was wonderful. They thought that they had gotten to, seventh heaven, and then they got married, and then it was one thing after the other. Is always one thing. That coming home, one person actually said she has palpitations when she's getting near her house, because she's like,
wow,
what is going to be the new complaint today? What is going to be the new complaint? And I didn't even, because I'm single, I don't know anything about this whole marriage stuff. I don't even know what to tell you, because whatever I say, I know that I'm going to sound like that's miserable single lady who wants everybody to be like her. So I was just like, I don't know what to say to you. I was just like, I don't know. It's you that is inside. So it's you that knows what is important to you. But if you're in a marriage that your heart is doing gym every time you see your house, then to me that is a serious problem. That is a serious issue. Where you're like, I don't know, like she puts out what she wants to wear first. She puts out what she wants to wear the night before, so the husband can see it, because she leaves home before he wakes up, just so that when she comes back home at night, he doesn't complain about what she looks like. But the man sometimes still finds a reason, like, when I saw it on the bed, it looked different. Oh, what is this? That kind of thing. And it's not even in a nice, loving, kind, tender way. It's like, why are you looking like this? Why are you looking like, and Yoruba people know how to abuse. They'll find a way to abuse you. And they will say so, and she, this is a woman who has gone to work. People have told her, madam, you're looking nice today. Madam, now wow. And then you come home to the person who's supposed to be your partner, who's supposed to be that person that you and the world and everything. And this person is going, why are you looking like this? You're looking like a Pandoro. You're looking like, all kinds of stuff. And you're just like, dude. And that's
Pandoro.
That's terrible. Oh my God. I feel so bad for her.
So then that person, now imagine that person decides to switch their mind and go, you know what? From now on, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. Now, the holy rollers, the marriage gladiators will not be like, no, you can't be like that. This is not a Christian. But they don't know the history behind why that person or another person is their parents that they've seen suffer that. And they've decided that I'm never ever going to have to go through that. So I don't want your opinion. You can keep your opinion to you.
I think, sorry to jump in. I think in the real sense, no one can copy what's happening in somebody's house to use in another person's house. Everything has to be bespoke to your own family. And I learned that because when I first got married, I think one of the things that I remember is the fact that he doesn't like to do any tidying up. He doesn't like to do any washing of the bathroom. The only thing he likes to do is cooking. And in my own head, and the things that I've known, the cooking is for women. So what am I going to do? Leave him not to cook, do the cooking, do the washing, do the this, do the that. I'm like, excuse me, you want to cook? Go and cook. Me, I'll do all of the other things. And it works in our house because that's what works in our house. Because it won't dust, it won't sweep, it won't do any other thing aside from cooking. That's all he likes to do. And because that's what he likes to do, and he doesn't want to do any other thing, and that was causing a big issue at the time. I had to then devise a solution to say, what do you actually love to do? Okay, what do you love to do? And then we agreed on it. Then we have a discussion on it. And like you've said, if it's a family that they already have issue already, the person then has to devise a solution and say, okay, this thing that is happening, no, I don't want this thing to happen anymore. I'm going to do it the way that is not going to bother me. Then it becomes bespoke. She's no longer working as the same person, like a team as that person. So it's like a continuous exercise. People will keep doing what will make either their union work or to make them survive wherever they are. So if somebody's already saying your head is big, your mouth is this, as a friend, if my friend tells me my nose is big, for instance, honestly, I'm going to kick off just as little as that. I don't play with people to, it's very tiny, but there are certain things that you don't take from the start, and people just take it. And in our culture, people are just, ribo sheri, gun, shekiniko. As little as those things are, I don't joke with it. So don't say that to me because I'm not going to say that to you. So it's learning those little things because it will escalate. It will escalate. People laugh when they want to abuse other people. They don't say it like, oh, I'm fighting you. See the way your eyes is. Your eyes is like this thing. Some people will laugh at it because they're like, oh, you didn't mean it. It's just joking. I don't joke with such things. So, and that's it. So whatever works for you, that's what you will do.
Abuse that go on in the name of I'm joking.
I'm joking. Yeah. So that's
I was
it.
just
Yo.
teasing you now. Why are you like
Coyote?
this?
Coyote is so guilty of this shit. Oh, sorry. I forgot my American accent
How
there
they
for a
took off?
minute.
I think a lot of problem can be eradicated at the beginning of things before people engage in things if they have the courage to show their true
Probably
selves,
freaked you
and
out, didn't I?
also if
I
people
have
have the
many of
courage to
those.
see the real person as well,
Nigeria.
because very often we engage with people based on the things that we like about them. So our interaction with them is not based on who they are, it's based on what we see that we like or we need from them. So it's still focused on us, and it's important to really see somebody for who they are and lay out some certain things. I don't mind, I would prefer that you call me a dragon or you air out all your issues about my character that you don't like before a marriage, and if it doesn't survive that, then the marriage would not have survived, period. We save ourselves a lot of headache rather than what culture sets as appropriate behavior, and everybody's all smiles and happiness and looking through rose tinted glasses, and then you marry and then reality bites like a bitch. It's just we would save ourselves a lot of stress by doing due diligence before we engage and looking at somebody for who they really are, like examine them. And unless somebody is purposeful with wanting to deceive you, you will see the signs, you will know who somebody is. They expose themselves to you.
You might not know. Love bombing.
No,
You might not know.
because I actually want to speak to Ron, and then I noticed that Ron's eyes are now massive. Anyways,
You do know. I think you do know.
No, because Ron, there was one episode we had where they were talking about that people can, and this is the thing that confuses me about marriage, and this is why I'm like, you know what, you people can keep that shit. I'm not interested, because in one breath you people
Don't
will
worry,
say,
Shebi, I love our girl. We will sweep you off now.
In one breath you people say a person can hide their character, that until you marry you will never know. Like Ron told me some time ago that you see, married, no matter how you think you know that person, that is a lie. That the day you go and sign on that dotted line, they'll just dash both of you one demon each that you're taking home with you.
That's
and
a
that's
lie.
when you see the true character. Ask him, is there. So
That's a lie.
In one breath, nobody is hearing what you're saying, Ron. In one breath, you people say, you never know who you're getting married to. In another breath, you say, you will know this person. Which one is the truth? I beg. I keep on that thing. I not do it.
Marriage is sweet, though. I don't know
Well,
which
I
kind of
don't know.
marriages people are experiencing, but marriage is sweet.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. From my experience, I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't know that you can know someone 100%, but I mean, you get to know a person. Mike and I are going on 9 years now, and there's really nothing I don't feel like I don't know about this guy. I mean, we've been living together pretty much since we started dating. So there are people, look, obviously there are some people who are such good actors or actresses that can hide stuff from, but I'm sorry to say that you don't see things that it blows my mind.
You don't want to see them.
How well can someone really hide themselves like that? Like, I'm not saying that they can't, but it has to be things you can't
to
lie
jump on that.
24/7.
Wait.
It's gonna take some kind of real mental somersaults, and to be able to just uphold this kind of facade for so long. There has to be cracks, and I think sometimes people just choose not to see those cracks. You know what I'm saying? That's my. I don't know that I'm correct.
That's not what happens.
That's how.
Okay, Abby, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that in today's society, maybe we can say, unless you chose not to see it, and in years before now, what will happen is people don't just make decision to marry someone. They have to then think of other reasons. For instance, somebody that is probably older, and in Nigeria at that time, when you're 30, you're already getting older. Maybe you are 27, they're already pushing you to say, oh, what are you waiting for? There's so many odds against you. And you naively might just think that, okay, you know what? I just need to get out. There are still people, young, matured ladies, 26, 27. If you ask them now, what's your prayer point? The reason they go to church is to go and pray for husband, right? If they are desperate, as at that time, and they have all odds against them, no matter what we say, they are not going to see that thing. As much as we will say that, oh, it's because they didn't see, or maybe they are looking, they didn't see. Don't forget, there is this anxiousness there already, which will kind of blind them to see the real person they are looking for, or whatever. So in their defense, sometimes the society has created a kind of monster. A monster that at the end of the day, if people still don't come out to say that, you know what, the society is pushing people, but it's easy for us. Many of us will say that, oh no, you can't push me. I did it right. You can't push that person. I did it right. But it pushed some people because some people cannot say no. They can't say no to their parents. They can't say no to their siblings. They can't say no to people when they say, oh, what are you waiting for? You should be in your husband's house by now. They can't just say no.
What are you waiting for? You should be dead by now.
You understand? So because they can't just say no, it's not everybody that will come out like Abby that say, oh no, I'm done. Go and ask them. I've asked so many people. They told me, I have a particular lady. I don't want to describe so many things about her because she will brag. If I describe it, they will know. But I remember when she wanted to get married, one of the things she told me that, oh, auntie, I found the person I want to get married to. I said, oh, congratulations. I said, how long have you known this person? And she said, not too long. But I believe that's the person I want to get married to. Now, I said, why did you think this person? Why do you want to get married? Oh, auntie, I think I'm ripe enough. I said, are you a plantain or something? Am I confused? So I started asking so many questions.
Are you a plantain? Oh my God.
From the start, I knew this was a dream. I knew it was a dream because, number one, this lady was kind of very smart. The guy that she was going for was very laid back. And that was the beginning of that.
Are you a plantain?
No, but that's what they tell us. She said, I'm so ripe and all of that. Do you know that marriage did not last a year? The marriage did not last a year before things fell apart. And now you need to see this lady now. Whatever she has set for herself as a target, she's hit the target, she's moved beyond that. She's doing great. The point is that she got to the in-laws house, the mother-in-law's house. It was like an introduction, boyfriend to girlfriend introduction. And as soon as they get there, the mother-in-law says, I like this lady. I want you to marry my son. She couldn't say no. I'm just here on a visit. No. Sorry?
I said, how is it she couldn't say no?
I'm telling you, it's naive. It's naivety. Stupidity.
Why couldn't she say no?
I think it's pressure. I think it's more anxiety.
I don't know. Because in my head, when she described it to me,
I won't be able to say no.
When she described it to me, as at that time when she was going, she didn't tell me that this was the story. So I was now like, how did you meet? When did you guys decide? Who made that decision? What was the, I was trying to know exactly why she wanted to quit and why she opted in the first system, because it was glaring that you guys, both of them were not compatible because they wanted different things. She's very ambitious. She wants to do this. She wants to do that. And the guy is very laid back. He's a banker. And he's just like, okay, yeah, I'm just okay. I'm just contented with this. And when she is striving to do more, the guy is like, oh, why are you always stressing yourself? You can't do this. No, you shouldn't do this. You're married now. You should leave all of those things, And
who made all these rules? Who made all these rules that, like,
you understand what I mean?
I think a lot of there's a lot of pressure, unfortunately, in African society and culture. There's a lot of pressure on people that push them to make unwise choices,
unwise decisions, and the inability to say
as
no.
A consequence of not being able to stand up for
say
themselves.
No, even if it's an adult, say no.
Greatness.
Hi, greatness. Okay, so
Yeah.
Greatness, I don't know whether you've
Right.
been listening, but I'd like to hear your thoughts because, of course, this is your professional job. So, have you been listening to us? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So basically, we're saying that, in relationships, is it yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. So do you know what the
I can
topic
hear
is? Did you
loud
hear what
and
they were
clear, I
talking
can.
about? Okay. Did you hear what they were talking about, or I should explain
I
it?
know. Please do a recap so that I'm up to speed.
Okay. So basically, we were talking about seeking
Kindly do a
approval or
recap so I'm up to
validation.
speed.
Like validation in a relationship where people seek validation from each other about maybe what they look like, what they're wearing, or whatever it is that they want to buy, that kind of thing. That is it respect, or is it like not having respect for yourself, that you're always having to seek validation from someone else? And then we now started talking about that the two sides of relationships. 1 minute they're saying that, oh, you can never know someone well enough until you marry them. And then we're saying, oh, but you can know somebody before you marry them. So which one is it? That's where we are now. Someone is either running water or something like that. Greatness, we can't hear you. Can you guys hear Greatness?
No.
You can't hear me? Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Oh, now we can hear you. We can hear you now.
So because I was using a Wi-Fi, it was not allowing me to come in. Is it better?
Okay.
Oh.
It was better, and then you. Oh dear God. Okay. Greatness. The Wi-Fi you were using was okay. Okay,
Yeah.
while we're waiting for Greatness.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Okay, yes, go on.
Okay, so I wanted to speak to the first one before the second one. So the first one, yes, it's important, of course, for you to validate your partner. It's important for you to speak their love languages. I have a marriage preparatory course, and one of the assessments that I give to my clients is actually knowing the love languages of your partner. So there are basically five love languages. Some is word of affirmation, for some it's act of service, for some it's quality time, for some it's touch, physical touch. And I usually say that it's always best for you to ask. If you don't know how to, if you are not doing the assessment, it's best to actually ask the person. The person itself, where they can best tell you, oh, I like information. So for that kind of person, it's like
We can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So what was the last
Oh, network. Oh, I
you
beg.
heard? So that I can now, wow, what do I do to Nigeria? Please, I want to leave this country. I move to UK. I'm tired.
I beg you, before they come and accuse us that we did drain.
What was the last thing you heard? Oh God, no. Anyway, let's not even go that route right now. Should I switch to my Wi-Fi?
We can hear you very clearly now. Continue.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
And you were
That's what
saying
I was
that
even
the love language is important in a relationship
Yeah,
before you
so
even go
for
into it.
someone whose love language is words of affirmation, it might look like they are needy for validation, right? And as well, when you know the background or the upbringing of your partner, so if your partner, suffered from verbal abuse, see, you cannot just complain and tell them, oh, you are needy for words, for validation, because they didn't get it. So, quote and unquote, and we are not saying they should not heal. I'm going to balance it. But you have a role in their life as their partner, as their spouse, or as the person in the relationship to actually bridge that gap, by validating them. I hope you can still hear me.
Yes.
Yeah. So by validating them constantly.
As hope, but me, I'll see that one as hard work.
Person that is holding off and hard.
Greatness.
I'm here.
Yeah, continue. We can hear you now.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
That that is the person's role to constantly validate their partner, since that is what their partner needs.
Yeah. So because of that childhood trauma, right? And this is not an excuse for them not to resolve their childhood trauma, but you should just be aware that you also due to their upbringing. And so people like that would tend to need validation, and I use that need loosely. They would need it, and so you will not be offended when they actually demand it. Like, she goes out to make hair. Now I'm using a woman, so she goes to make hair, and you don't notice her, you don't observe her, you don't tell her, hey, your hair is fine. That's trouble. Then unfortunately, someone else outside. Can you still hear me?
Go on.
Someone outside now gives her the validation. The person always notices her. The person always validates her. The person always recognizes her effort. You are giving room to cheating already, and that's just it. So for the man as well, it's worse for the man because it's supposed to lead you. You as a woman, you're like, oh, why do you always need validation? Why should I always tell you do good? You should there should just be a balance to it, in the sense that yes, everybody requires validation. Everybody needs you to appreciate their effort. Everybody needs that commendation as to, oh, I see what you're doing. I see the effort you're making. You are very beautiful. Just validate them. However, when it's not detrimental to you, then you might need to now probe to say, okay, I think we need to see a professional, because I observe XYZ, that even when I give you this validation, you still tend to be harsh. What they do sometimes, people like that, when it's not detrimental, is that they make you actually feel that they don't need it. But when you don't give it, there's trouble. So they don't appreciate the validation. They don't acknowledge the validation because they feel that, oh, they don't want it to get into your head and all of that. So maybe then you now need to see a professional. So remind me of the second question again. I hope I made some sense with that.
Yes, in a way. Although me, I'm like, I will struggle to be in that kind of relationship because this needs is that need thing, so if I mistakenly don't remember to say something, because again my attention span is the worst. I'm like, I have the attention span of a gnat. So if I forget, then that is trouble. I will struggle.
So let me tell you something. Abby, let me leave and come in again. The volume dropped. I can barely hear you.
We can hear you.
Let me
don't leave
and join you. No, it's just so that I can hear you. And I'm not here with AirPods. Let me see if my AirPods is here. So, okay, let's hope this works. I think my AirPods. So let's see. Sorry about that. So, but let me. Well, since you can hear me, let me just continue saying what I want to say. So this is it. When you know your partner before going into the relationship, it makes it easier. There is no perfect person. There is no perfect partner. And you have to be aware of that. Like, you are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. You're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. So if this is the weakness of this person, right? And
Yeah.
it's a deal breaker for you, then let the person go because there will be issue. But if it's not a deal breaker for you, like Shebi is always vibrating you.
We can't hear anything
No
again.
problem.
No.
You just marry someone.
Can you people hear me?
That is
We can hear you, Bumi, but we're struggling with greatness.
Right, yeah.
So be self-aware.
Did she? I thought she said she was gonna leave and come back.
Yes, but then we said she should stay, but I think she might need to leave and come back again. Greatness, we can't hear. Is as if the thing is on slow coach. So maybe come out and come back in again.
Is it me or I feel like?
Is it?
I feel like there are two. I feel like there's something a little loop-sided about what we're talking about. One, the only affirmation, the only kind of validation we women seem to want is physical, which is sad. And two, we're talking as if men don't need validation as well. I mean, are words affirmation about your hair, or aren't they supposed to be about deeper things than that? Like that I still love you, and things not to do with appearance. I'm actually just asking.
Yeah. It is weird how sometimes, again, this is the thing we're talking about, what is important to you as a person. Because for me, I'm not really interested. I mean, I like a good looking person like the next person, but I'm really more interested in the heart, kindness, gentleness, thoughtfulness. Those are the things that really, really matter to me. So that's why when I said something like, if my partner went and got a tattoo and came home and said, "Oh, babe, look at my tattoo," it wouldn't bother me. Now, if the person went and wrote on their skin, "Abby is a bitch," then that will bother me because now they're saying something that is not nice. But if the person went and put maybe my name on their arm, in fact, I would be like, "Oh, babes, you put my name on your body, so I now own you." That kind of thing. I'll make it like a joke, that kind of stuff. So it's what is important to each person, which is why I completely get what greatness is talking about love languages. Because and that's why I was asking that question, that it's like it's almost confusing. In one hand, you would never know the person you're getting married to. In the other hand, if you don't know the person you're getting married to, then you are failed. You refuse to see. So which one is it? Should we be more focused on maybe finding out each other's love languages, and maybe that way we'll get to see each other more or better than observing?
I feel like these are the kinds of things that you should know before you get to the marriage part of things. I'm sure Buki would disagree since she wants to take us back 2,000 years.
No, but Buki will agree to it. But
there are certain things you should know before you marry someone. Because one of the things, and I hope Grace gets to come back, one of the things that we really have to acknowledge is that wanting so much validation is a sign that you have issues that you probably need to deal with. And often in life, we tend to attract the people who will lead us to that healing. For example, codependence always find narcissists, and empaths always have to fix someone. They're literally attracted to broken people who need validation, and that can open up its own kind of wands that can go on and on forever. But I think Grace was about to allude to this, and she's spot on. That it's a fine line between being a supportive partner and enabling someone who really just needs to fix their shit.
Yeah, because if someone like me is stuck around somebody who needs validation all the time, I will run away. One day I won't just come back to the house again.
Okay.
And they may look healthy, they may look kind, but that too is a sign that you yourself need healing. If you're running around trying to save everybody, doing Captain Save a Hole, and there's a lot of us. I have that problem. I'm always looking out for broken people, and broken people are always looking out for saviors. But sometimes it's possible, in a healthy relationship to sort of heal each other in that way, But I don't think a relationship is really the right place to do these things, and definitely should at least know the one that you're way before you marry the person. Like, I like that Abby knows herself enough to know that she's not.
Let me break it down
have
for
the patience for shit like that,
Okay, Ron wants to break it down for me as usual. Wiki.
Oh my God.
Abby, he's always DJ break it down, so let him break it down.
I think increasingly.
I can't hear you, Ron.
Can't hear you.
Ron, we can't hear you. DJ, break it down. Why is he putting his hand up? We can't hear him. Bookie. Greatness.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I see that it's come imperative that we break it down for Abby. See, Abby, I know. Let me explain this to you. When you're entering this kind of relationship, marriage, all your garments and robe of selfishness goes to the dustbin. It's no longer about you. In fact, in most cases, it's not all about you. It's about, you start thinking about other people around you. So if it's you and the guy, you think about him first, then you. Then if with children, you think about that. It's only when the demands become extremely unreasonable, then you can now sit back and reevaluate. But for the moment you are going in, it's not about what you want. If it's about what you want, there won't be any marriage whatsoever. Because marriage is built on tolerance, is built on love, is built on understanding,
compromise.
Is built on, compromise. You can't just
But
walk
if
in and
you
be
know
doing your
that
own
something
thing.
is something, if you know that there's something you cannot abide, you not say I'm compromising and entering it. Isn't that madness?
Okay, hold on. I have an answer for you.
Yeah, but
in that situation, you don't walk into fire. If you know you want to go into a relationship and you know that they'll tell you to wash your face,
Bro, stop using all these words to scare her. Now, what's fire?
I'm coming. It's
It's
important that
fire.
it out.
Fire.
It's fire.
Boom.
So I know how Abby thinks. So I need to illustrate it for her. If you know you don't want to cook, you don't want to clean, you don't want to listen.
Someone is echoing.
I want to carry on as you were. Hold on. Okay, is it echo? Okay, it was Bumi. So and you want to carry, if you are going in thinking that you carry on as you used to when you were single, madam, from the get-go, it's not going to work. And I'm telling you because I'm a compromiser. I learned how to compromise. I didn't know how to compromise before till I got married. And this is something married people didn't tell me. So marriage is like a secret cult where everybody is going through stuff. They're not going to tell you what's going on inside until you step in. the day you step in your university or college has started, and you're not going to graduate because you are learning new things every day. And part of loving somebody is the compromise
that
and
wickedness, though.
understanding. Okay, can Sister Buki please take it from here? I think I've run out. Burnt out.
No,
I can't
now
cut
isn't
my
it
head beyond
wickedness?
this.
Isn't it
I can't cut my
wickedness
head
if
beyond this.
you are going through things and you refuse to tell the person who is outside? You want them to come and join you in your misery? Sure.
No, I mean it's not. It depends on what you're going through, because sometimes when you take things out and you fix your relationship, you might have forgotten, but the people outside that you've told haven't forgotten, and it can then backfire later. So it's about applying wisdom to when you need to share, like, if your life is in danger and you're in a toxic situation, then definitely you need to share the stress you're going through. But if it's just a case of just your basic ups and downs in marriage, then it's really wise to try and sort it out between the two of you, because it is between the two of you. And when you go telling friends or family members, they will remember what you've told them long after you lot have fixed your relationship and you're moving on to the next stage. So for me, it's about applying wisdom.
If you must, calculate the information you release, because anything you say can be used against you. So calculate, compartmentalize them. Know the ones you're releasing and know the ones you're not going to release. Okay? Everything is all about timing and wisdom.
I mean, there's no perfect manual to marriage. And manual, like the sister said, it is a bespoke situation, and you find your way of working along with the person that you are with, and as long as you bring a heart and a mind that is willing to compromise and consider what your partner needs as well, then generally you work your way through things. But it's different for everybody because everybody's different. So it's just having an open mind, and sometimes you can grow when you do that. You can grow in ways that you don't expect when you open your mind to working along with somebody else. But if you know that you have absolutes in life and you find it difficult to change, then marriage is not for you. Relationship is not for you.
But I agree with you. You're actually very right, Madam Buki. Like, marriage is not for everybody, and the earlier we know that, the better, for us. It's the sad reality. Marriage is not for everybody.
But it's our society, it's our African society that makes us to believe that, especially for women, it's the height of achievement, and it's not for everybody. There are other relationships you can have in life that can satisfy you that aren't a marriage. I'm
telling you, I'm not. Mr. Ronald.
I always believe,
absolutely.
I believe that everybody has a somebody for him or her out there. However,
Mr. Ronald, you were saying something.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. We can hear you, Ron.
Okay. Yes,
we can hear you, Ron. Loud and clear, Ron.
So I was saying,
you said something.
I was saying that.
But I didn't.
Okay, ask the question again. Great, ask the question. Can you hear? Okay, I was saying that this is somebody for someone
I was just
out
listening.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, there's somebody for
see
someone
what my network
out there.
is causing.
However, sometimes in our lifetime we never get to meet that person. So in cases like that, when that happens, you shouldn't force somebody to go and meet a negative, like somebody that they can't really blend with. So it's not the person's fault. It just happens that it didn't work out.
And you state that Do you believe in the concept of the one? You know, that there's only
that's
one
what I'm saying.
person in life
I
that
don't
is
want to.
perfect for you.
That would
Or
be
hold on,
too strong a statement, right? I don't want
okay.
to make it like that. All I'm saying is that if we actually had the opportunity to search well, that's we have the opportunity, we'll always find the person complimenting us. But it's difficult in the world today to always be that lucky. Very few people are that lucky to find their soulmates. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So that's what I was trying to point out.
I like to think that I found the one, but I also know that things can change drastically. So, but at this time, I feel like I did.
Candy,
Huh?
your approval rating will soon drop. You don't have your book.
What? I'm
I have your
serious.
book.
I like to
I
think
used to believe in the concept of the one.
yeah.
But after a couple of failed relationships, I got to thinking that it's more a case of someone that you do have a lot in common with, but the rest you work with them to achieve. Does that make
Absolutely.
sense? Because
Yeah.
the one gives the impression that there's that one person out there that has everything that you need, and it's not possible for one person
Yeah,
to
there's no
satisfy
person like
everything
that.
that you need in your
Yeah.
life.
If you find
That's why you
that
have mothers,
person,
fathers, brothers, sisters, all these different people, friends. They bring different things to your life to complete you. It's not just one
Yeah.
person that can offer you all of that. So
That's
there is
too much
one
stress.
person that you have a lot in common with, that you are very compatible with, and then the rest of the way the two of you work to build something. But that concept of that one person to fulfill all your needs is very damaging and misleading, because you need a
Exactly.
lot of people in your life to complete you, not
I'm
just
not
one.
even. I wasn't asking people to go and look for the one, or I was just giving
You
a
know what,
theory.
Bookie? What you said is what I thought of as the one, not necessarily one person to complete me. So yeah, so I guess I didn't articulate myself very well. But yeah, what you described is exactly what I feel like I found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
know
I was a lot happier when I understood that, and I connected a lot easier with the right person for me, because I wasn't expecting him to be everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I
I
just pray
need
God.
you to
I pray.
everything.
I pray God. You know what? I tell you this. I pray that God keeps us alive for a long time. I'm just hoping that if we're alive to my 50th anniversary, I would like to write a book, publish a book, teaching younger people.
Well, I'm a writer, Ron.
Yeah, teaching younger people how we survived it, because a lot of people.
I need to be titled DJ Breaks It Down. Wiki, wiki, wiki.
This woman is. Oh, sorry, Ron.
Every time you see him now, you'll be going wiki, 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 wiki.
The reason why I'll be eager to write the book is that I'll try and explain it to people that it's not an easy ride, but if you really put your mind to it, you'll make it. It's not an easy
Hey,
ride.
Mr. Please do not fail me today. Oh, do not.
These are the kind of things. These are the kind of things, Ron, that you say that makes Abigail scared. It's not an easy ride, just like every other good things in life. You want to give birth is not an easy ride. You want to be successful.
I'm not scared.
From all that you've been
I'm
hearing
not
Abby say in the
I'm
last
not just
6
interested.
months, has it not occurred to you that Abby is living in La La Land? Of all the
Thank
things
you.
you think,
When I'm living
has
in
it
La
not
La
occurred
Land,
to
You know why I'm happy for Abby is because she's a lover girl. So all these things that she's saying, she's
They're
going
the
to
ones that
change.
suffer the most. They're the ones that suffer the most.
She will not
No,
suffer.
wait.
She will
You
not
guys
suffer.
you get it twisted every time. I did not
Tell
say I
us.
don't believe in love. No, I never
No,
said that.
no. Because if you are in love with somebody,
in marriage.
if you're in love with somebody, you will get to see. It's not that you will meet that person one day and you decide to get married. Though that thing will just come gradually. You will reach there.
It will not come. It will not come. There are many people who are in love, who are in
Not
relationships, and they have
necessarily.
never been married.
It's okay. It's okay. I hear you. I hear you.
It's 5 years I've been working on. Every time I think I've made progress, she takes me 5 steps back. And I'm still
Leave
working on it,
leave
not
me.
giving up.
I love love.
not
I
giving
am
up,
a
so I'm still
lover.
working.
I'm not a fighter. I love romantic films. I love romantic
That both.
music. I
You're a
love
lover.
most of all my poems are about love and sex,
Yeah.
of course.
Mhm.
You know, so but I
Yeah,
am
love.
not interested in any way, shape, or form in marriage. I'm just not interested.
But
And
So
I
it's
think
all
right
right
now
to-
you guys
So
should
if one of our viewers now is looking at you, our viewer from home, they are looking at you. You are telling them that you are not ready to get married. I just asked you ask, no.
So what has that
But
one got to do with me?
but that's valid though. There are people that
No, it's a choice. I just want to be sure. I know. It's just
If
we
the
are
person
family.
says, Abby, I want to be with you, why not? Let us be together. But if the person is going, I want to marry you, then we are having a problem.
I think at this point,
Must you marry me?
We need to get a handler.
Oh, wow,
Anytime the show is
Abby.
about to go live,
Something that
the
many,
person should be in
many
Abby's
people are
house.
looking for.
It's okay, no
Look
problem.
for it now. I'm not. It's not my jam.
At this point, I think we need to get a handler for Abby. Anytime the
Which
show is
one?
about to go live, the person will
Look,
sit down.
people that leave me. I don't know why most of our show always ends up in me being the topic about refusing to be married. Now by
We
force.
did not put your topic. It's just you that because you are insisting. You are insisting. I would rather you say that if love comes,
come to the dark side. Talk about this thing.
But you can love without getting married.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Candy. I don't understand.
Candy, don't listen to this girl. Don't listen.
In our own
so Mr. H, we are talking about seeking approval in relationships or validation. Is it a show of love or is it a death knell for self-respect? Like,
wow.
You know?
Break it down.
Death knell,
Death knell is for some people it is now.
Break.
Mr. H.
Yeah, Abby, I want you to break it down.
Don't fail me now.
I want you to break it down a little bit, please.
Okay, so like let's use the basic one that everybody sort of was talking about, which is like, you know how some women, when they're like, if they come back from the salon and their partner doesn't talk about their hair, hey Chineke, it's like fight. You know, they're expecting that, you know, the man will be like, have you changed your hair? Like, yes, okay, it looks very nice. Don't ask how much it was, just say, oh, it looks very nice. And then there's some men too is like, hey babe, what color should I change my car into? I'm thinking red, and she's going, no, red is too flashy, to go and color those girls with tinkering legs to your car. No, go and get one that is like jade or something. So like, you know, is it seeking validation? Is seeking validation from your partner, or just, you know, like just talking to them? Is that a sign of respect? Is that a sign of a relationship that is growing, or is it like your self-respect? You're seeking self-respect from this person, like you're seeking validation from them all the time, and therefore you are losing your own self-value. So
okay, good day, everybody, and it's a very interesting topic. And I would say that if you have a partner or you are with somebody, it's actually nice to, from time to time, compliment your partner. You know,
time to
time, you need to compliment your partner, because sometimes, you know, when you compliment your partner, you encourage them to do more. You know, like if your woman go to the salon, make her hair, you can just go, oh, your hair is beautiful, you know, your hair is beautiful, your shoe is nice, you know, it boosts self-esteem in relationship, because everybody wants to be appreciated, you know. And sometimes when you don't sometimes when you don't compliment women, they feel maybe you don't see them, or maybe you don't compliment.
Say some women, don't say women, some women. Sorry.
No,
that is not like that.
No, I will give you, you know, when you say some women, I will say 80% of women that I've dealt with, like if they do their hair and they say, oh, you don't even compliment me, my nails or things like that. But I don't think it's wrong in complimenting your partner or asking your partner which kind of car or color of car you should get, or which kind of color of couch you should get. I don't think there's something, because I would do it. I would let my woman choose the color of couch and the interior, or the color of car. Sometimes it's to boost self-esteem. It's not as if you're low or you're asking for approval. But sometimes if your woman cooks nice and the food is nice, oh, this food is delicious. It's nice. It boosts in a relationship. It boosts self-esteem and it boosts love as well, because everybody wants to be appreciated, as I said. So if you compliment your woman or your man every time, then he sees something good in them, because obviously when you start dating, there's something you must have seen in that man, or there's something that you must have seen in that woman that have drawn you closer to that person. So from time to time, complimenting each other is very, 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 very important, because sometimes, as I used to say to people, if something is on your face and you don't see it because you're not in front of the mirror, you don't see it. But if somebody tell you, oh, there's something on your face, and you're able to wipe it off, that means somebody's watching out for you. So it's just like that in a relationship. You must watch out for your partner. Oh, you look good today, you look nice. Oh, that's red shoe that you wore yesterday, it's fantastic. And the person will be happy that my partner appreciates. You don't want other people to start appreciating your woman for you, and say, oh, her hair is, some people, some men will say, oh, your nails are nice. Some women want their men to appreciate them, say, oh, these nails are nice. Oh, what kind of, some women will ask you, oh, baby, I'm going to the salon. What kind of color of nail do I do? Oh, don't you think pink is going to be nice? Pink with a touch of white. It's something that it is good in a relationship, and it boosts self-esteem. You're seeking approval, or want your partner to hail you. No, it's just
okay, Mr. H. Okay, going by what you said here.
Yeah.
So, because we were also talking about people who are needy, like people who they want to be complimented all the time. They want their partner to always have something to say to them all the time, and that kind of thing. And if you are not that kind of person, like you are happy to say, oh, your hair looks nice, and that's enough compliment for the day. Not because you're stingy on your compliments. It's just that you it's not your thing. You prefer to show that you care about your partner by maybe, oh, you know what, babe, do you want me to give you a foot massage? You have your other way of showing your love, not by compliments, not by saying something. And meanwhile, your partner is the person that wants those compliments. How do you then coed the two so that somebody is not feeling upset that, oh, I'm not getting what I need? Because I remember watching Real Housewives of I think Orange County, and there's a character there called Victoria, and she was married to this really fantastic guy. I can't remember the very first. Wait,
you shouldn't be watching such programs, though.
Wait, let me finish. And she was married to a guy, like the very first guy that she was married to on the show. And this guy, very lovely guy, he will cook, he will clean, he will do this, he will do that. But because he wasn't constantly complimenting her, when she comes in, he's not saying, oh, you look nice, you do this. She kept saying, oh, my love tank is empty, my love tank is empty. And she divorced him. And she ended up going into other relationships. And I think 3 relationships down the road, she said, you know what, I made a massive mistake divorcing that first guy. Because he actually satisfied everything else. It was just words that he wasn't giving me. He wasn't his thing.
Yeah,
Bumi, I can't hear what you're saying. Bumi, you're muted.
So what I'm saying is that.
Sorry, Bumi was saying something. Mr. H, before you continue, Bumi was saying something.
No, I was saying after Mr. H answers, please let me answer too, because that actually.
Okay, Mr. H, you continue. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because some people, you're right. Some women or some people will say, everybody has different kind of love language. You say, and some people will tell you, you tell somebody, a lady, you love her, okay, and the lady will tell you, but you don't show it. Have you heard that before? You don't show it, and everybody has a way. Like that other guy is probably cleaning and maybe cooking, and that is his own love language. It's his own love language. Everybody have his own her own love. Some women prefer gifts. You know, some people prefer you go to the mall. Some people prefer flowers. You understand?
Bumi?
Like Abby, you said the last time somebody was buying you flowers. You know, everybody has his own a love language. But for me, it's good from time to time to compliment your partner. And sometimes just do things for your partner. Look, remember the first I joined this show, and I was talking that sometimes I go to the mall and I buy chocolate, and I think somebody was saying, no, I don't like chocolate. You know, sometimes
I don't like chocolate.
You're the one that said, you said you're talking about one guy that was trying to impress you that time, that would just
and was giving me flowers, and I was just sneezing all over the place.
Exactly. That is his own sign language. That is how he feels that he can show you love. He loves you, but that is how he feels in his own terms, how he can show you love. But you, that is not how you want love to be shown to you. Maybe you want your hair to be touched, or you want to say, Abby, you are the Queen of England. That is, everybody has his own sign languages. So you should sometimes you need to be careful. So a man will be showing you their own sign language in a different way. You know, maybe by cleaning up, or maybe by buying you airtime, maybe by buying you clothes, and you don't know, and you say, and one day he tells you, I love you, and you say, you that you say you love me, but you have an unusual way of showing it. But he has been showing it all this while, but you don't take it. That is his own way. Sometimes you need to sit down and talk about it. So that's my own take on the matter. You know, some people will tell you need to buy me gifts. Some people will tell you need to buy me flowers. There was somebody that told me, oh, you must go and buy me flowers. And I have not bought a flower before. I was like, to me, is it not a waste of money? I'll go there. I say, I want to go and buy flower. For what now? Flower, then later you die. And it will die. And the lady said, that is my own love language. And I had to go to the mall and go and buy flower. And the lady by the tea was just looking at me saying, look at you, Nigerian man buying flower.
Push man.
Who pushed you like this? The lady was saying, who pushed? Who they don't catch you, your village people don't finally get you. She was making a joke with me. But the lady in the house was telling me, my love language is flowers. I bought chocolate, she said, no, I don't want chocolate. So that's what I'm saying. So that's my own take on it. Sometimes we need to compliment your woman. Oh, your hair is nice. Your nails is nice. When you go out as a kind of gesture, okay, let us go out. Just as sign languages, play love music and things like that. Caress, cuddling is all those that's a sign languages, that you need to, but you need to find the rhythm of your partner, the sign language they understand, the sign language that they love, the love language that they love best, and you work on it. That's it. It's not as if you're disrespecting yourself or anything. That's my own take on the matter.
Thank you, Mr. H. Bumi, before you go on, I actually just remembered my older sister. The worst thing you can do to her is cuddle with her. Like, if she's sitting now, go and cuddle beside her. She just like, get off me. And me, for me, that's one of I love touch. I love physical touch. So anytime I'm unwell, and when I'm unwell, especially, that's when I want to be touched the most. And I was like, sis, if you see the way she pushed me, I fell off the bed. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, why the violence now? So some people, they really can't stand that kind of stuff, But yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy that you should say that, because that was my ex-husband exactly. And I am a cuddler. I love to be touched. I want to cuddle. I want body heat. I want all of that. Where's all this music? Ron, can you turn it down? It's like you're trying to tell us to shut up or something. Abi, am I the only one that can hear music?
No, I can hear the music.
I can hear it
too. Good
It
Lord.
has always been on. I never touched it from the beginning.
Oh, okay. It's kind
Can
of.
you turn it down a bit?
Okay.
Turn it down a bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, continue.
So, I wanted to piggyback off of what Abby and H said, and I agree with everything H said. I really actually just wanted to share with you that this happened to me. My ex-husband, he was not a touchy-feely person. He was extremely uncomfortable showing any kind of emotion. He was extremely uncomfortable telling me that he loved me or anything like that. And that was actually something that I really needed as a person. I needed to be told that I was loved, and I needed to be touched. But I tried to be mature And I tried to be like, well, he comes home at night, he pays the bills, he's reliable, he just can't help, that side of himself. But years later, I
That's a
really felt
weakness from his own part.
psychologically damaged. No, he's sick. That's not normal. And I know now that he's not normal, but at the time I didn't know he wasn't normal. Like, he has a disorder. He has a disorder that, to him, telling anybody that you love them or showing love is like a weakness. Like, eventually I cheated on my ex, and he started acting differently for like 2 or 3 days. He acted like a normal person, and then he switched back again. And I was like, wow. So you actually know how to be a normal, like, human being. But, and he admitted it. He said that it makes him feel like he has issues, yeah. But I remembered when we were talking about this, and there were times when my ex and I would go out, and he would look at me after I got dressed, and he would look at me with derision and contempt, like I'm dressed like a whore or slut or something. We'd have actual fights about this shit. Where I'd be like, must you show up your whole breast? And I bet, nigga, if you don't get the fuck away from me, right? Because I was the kind of person that I already cared about how I presented myself to the world. I already thought about the fact that I'm someone's mother, I'm someone's wife, So looking back at it now, I'm thinking, as a woman, I probably needed guys to look at me and think, damn, she's fine. Before the time passed and I got old, and this man just refused to do it.
The crew is complete.
Well, Greatness actually touched on it a little bit. When it was like, if you do not tell your woman you love her often enough, if you do not compliment her, she will go out and look for it. Abby was like, oh, I don't need that. H said 80% of women need that. Trust me, we do. Because I lived without that shit. I tried to be gangster.
We absolutely do. Yeah.
I tried to stay on the only things that mattered, and he damn near killed me. In the end, we broke up. I cheated on him, blah, 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 whatever. But I just want to make one other comment, completely different side of this. Not different, on the same track, but about men. I remember watching, I think it was Oprah years ago, when she asked the guy, what is it that guys, what makes a guy fall for a woman? Is it their ass? Is it their boobs? Is it, is it the way they talk? Is it femininity? What is it? And it came out that it's the way you make men feel. And I never forgot that, there's this idea that women want to be loved and men want to be respected. And over the years, I kind of use that. Like, if I like a guy and I want him to like me, I'll watch how I, present myself physically. Men are visual creatures, but I also focused heavily on how I made that guy feel. I'm making him feel like a man when he was around me, and they're fucking spot on. That shit works every single time. So it's not just women that need validation; men need it too. It just looks different. The way they need it looks very different from what we need to hear.
Absolutely.
Sort of
That is next week's topic, actually, before we pull it off the shelf. But that's the topic for next week.
Oh, really? Everybody's itching all of a sudden. Is the show over?
So no, now let me say something. This is actually a funny story I just wanted to tell. When I newly got married, I didn't used to show all this. Oh, of course, I'm romantic if I want to, but I was deliberately acting funny. So what? My wife would just go make her hair, then she'll pass me. I'll be in the living room watching something or pretending as if I'm busy. I'll act like I didn't see her. They say, did you see my hair that I just made my hair? I said, am I not the one that gave you the money to do it? Am I not the one that gave you the money to do it? They say, so you don't like the hair? I said, I don't know now. It looks fine. I'll just be winding her. And when I see that she's doing it, I'm like, I'll just play with you, Jerry, But I know that
annoying human being.
I know why.
It starts conversation. It's just for the fun of it. I love teasing her.
I love what you tell her.
I just love teasing her.
That's good.
Then I had this girlfriend many years ago. If I cut my hair when I come home, she will say, nice haircut. I said, what? She said, nice haircut. I'll get back in the car, drive back, and go and change the haircut, and come back again. Why did you change it? I said, because you said it's nice. So it means it's not nice. So I just go into the shower and shower my hair. I just love playing all these pranks for fun. And why I do them in reality is that they tend to go to their friends and tease them about the crazy stuff I do. So it makes me feel happy. So it's just for fun, you know. But I'm
So
romantic,
For
basically,
and
you're an
you,
just I
attention
do this
whore
crazy
in
thing.
your
fun for
relationship.
you.
Yeah. No, no,
I see that your
I
hand
make up for
maintenance,
it. Like
Ron.
after everything, I make up. Me,
Nikki,
sometimes I
we gotta
can
go
be,
check the corn.
I could be like this.
Anuka,
Hi,
so good to see
Bumi.
you.
Same here.
Why
Sorry,
are you shining?
I'm
Why are you shining,
protesting
Enuka?
NEPA because I had to put on my
Oh,
laptop so that you
see,
guys will see me.
everybody, including my mom, if you're watching, I called Enuka to apologize. So I don't know all these ones is writing in the group. I actually called her privately to apologize. Okay.
Harvey, why are you laughing?
Yeah, I said you read
Don't
it
mind
now.
the kiddie. Yes, yes, yes. Do it publicly. Yes, yes, yes.
I
I
enjoyed
actually
you
like
people
today's
last
topic.
week. It was so good.
I actually really wanted to log in, but I've been moody. So I was respecting myself. Hi,
Oh,
Candy. Mr. H. How is the
Yeah.
olden days?
Hi.
So I wanted
Mr.
to
H
answer what
like
Abby
now.
and
oh God,
Abubi were saying about touch. I was watching on YouTube briefly. For me, I think what I need in a relationship is communication. In fact, before I even logged in, I was saying to my flatmate that is one thing I cannot do without. I don't like it when someone doesn't talk to me. Hey, Abby.
Hi, sorry, I
I
don't
can't
know what
stand it.
happened.
No, I can't stand it when I'm with someone and the person can't talk to me or doesn't talk to me. So a few years ago, I dated someone and he'll do very little things like not call me in the morning when he wakes up. Meanwhile, I don't wake up early. He wakes up before me. If I don't say anything to him for 3 days, he won't say anything to me for 3 days. I was always the one who I felt pressured to
initiator.
always be communicating,
To initiate
But
everything.
yes, he would do nothing. And when I complain, he'd always say to me, "Oh, stop being toxic." So I found out I stopped talking. I wouldn't share anything. Fast
Toxic
forward,
femininity.
fast forward 6 years. I mean, we're no longer together. I probably hadn't had spoken a word to him in years, and I started talking to him last year when I reached out to ask a very random question, but he was the only one I knew that could answer it. And since then, he has spoken to me every single day.
Imagine.
I don't even have to call him. He doesn't live in Nigeria anymore. When he wakes up, as about maybe you know how you wake up to go and pee in the morning, he'll call me.
What
Imagine.
So
is that?
I've been
What does that
thinking.
mean? I don't
I've
really
been thinking
understand
that
these
so
people.
you could do this, and when I was your girlfriend for almost 5 years, it was an issue.
Couldn't be bothered.
Do you think maybe losing
Even
you and a whole year he changed, or what the fuck is
no,
that?
this is not a year. This is maybe like 5 years, 6 years after we've broken up.
Well, that's a
Every day,
people
almost
can
every
change in
day, I
that
hear from
sense.
him. Almost every
People
day, I
learn
hear from
every
him.
day. People
Yes,
learn.
Yeah,
But when it's
he
almost
nice,
probably
every day, I hear from him.
Everyone,
lost you.
everyone change for who they want to change for. At least that one person.
That is so true.
Yeah,
That
I
one
agree with
person.
you.
That is so
I agree
true.
with you.
absolutely.
But
People are annoying as
my
fuck.
flat.
You can get the same guy, and the way he is with you is different from how he was with someone else, depending
That
on
is
how the
why. That is
relationship
why
was.
I'm
Exactly,
very. That is
exactly.
why I'm very optimistic with Abby.
I leave me alone.
What is wrong with
Abby
this
doesn't
woman
believe
being?
what she said. If you are following what Abby is saying every day, you get lost. Even Abby does not believe what comes out from her mouth, so don't follow her. She
Really?
just
I don't believe
talk.
what comes out
Yeah,
of my own mouth.
you are
Wow.
just talking to impress a certain group of people. Don't mind Abby.
What?
This dance is
Which
a
certain
softie.
group of people
She's
am I
a
trying
You
to
are
nice.
impress?
annoying,
She,
Ekene. You are
she's a
annoying.
very nice. She's a very loving person. Very nice. Very submissive. All those nonsense she says. I don't
She's
know
not
where she
so
gets it
submissive.
from.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
her very
push
well.
it
Don't
far.
worry. I know her very well. Just leave her.
You don't know me, or if you're adding submissive to my name.
I think what I am saying is that just like the example that Enuka gave now, this person acting differently when they were dating, and something must have happened. Maybe he thought it through, and he thinks that, oh, maybe the way you used to do before, this is what you're complaining about. He's trying to be your good books and all of that. People change.
Let me even
People
tell you
change.
how
Change is
bad it was.
constant.
In the 4-5 years we were together, he only
Mm.
came to my house 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
He would never come. He would never make an effort. And I just felt I had lost that battle.
Mm.
But that's the same person who now, without even an invite, I'm in front of your door.
Calling you up and down.
Yeah.
It's love.
Weird.
It's love.
Hello.
He's
Tina
got
loves you, but they
all these hands.
Maybe he
You
maybe
know-
he lost after he lost you.
Abby.
He lost someone else as well, and like, wow.
He might
Hey, look
he
at
might have gone to other people and then seen that, okay, I think, you are still that best person amongst all the other persons you've dealt with.
The world is hard.
Yes, so I wanted to ask.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask.
Hey,
Does
Luca,
he,
sorry.
now, does he
Sorry,
have
1
romantic
second.
feelings again?
I don't care. I don't trust him, so no, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just
Hey,
curious.
that one.
If, like, yeah.
That one don't die, no
Luca.
fit. Yes,
That is
Well, yeah,
yes,
I
okay.
know. I'm.
Hey, look at actually my sound card on my computer got broken this morning. While you were saying this thing, the only thing that kept making me sad was that I could have played this Indian music I just downloaded 2 weeks
You
ago.
could have what?
While
Was
you
so
were talking,
annoying.
you were playing it.
Ron does not have work.
What?
This
Was so annoying.
He wants to play Bollywood music.
You know this sad,
It's so annoying.
you know those sad Indian music that they play with sitar. As you're talking, I'll be playing
Oh my
like,
God.
You are annoying.
Beyond
I'll do it
annoying.
next week. Don't worry. I'll do it for you
Gosh.
next week.
Don't do it for me. I don't want, please. What's that?
Imagine he looked at him, hold me, and called me submissive. Imagine the insults.
You can be
Well-
submissive now. That's not a
All this one
problem.
you're just doing is, please, if you're
It's
watching,
for who?
everybody on the show, if you're watching
Yeah.
and you're watching from, sorry, Abby, if
Yeah.
you're watching on the show, please like the
Let's go check the
YouTube link, please. Like, because I see everybody's liking on Facebook. If you're watching from YouTube, click the like button, like, subscribe, notification, so that we get the algorithm up. So I think we've reached
while I
our
was
2 hour 30
driving-
minutes mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you liked it? Have you liked it?
Who, me?
Bumi,
I had
have you
already liked it on
Yeah, have you liked it?
YouTube.
No, but I'm
Oh,
on my
wow.
phone.
Candy, please help us like.
Once I get off, I'll do
I
it.
will. I will.
Page, like. Candy, click like
Lincoln
on
also said he
YouTube.
will.
Mr. H.
Lincoln, I heard you,
Oh,
Jare.
that's nice.
Correct guy.
Lincoln, you're a great guy. You are a great guy. That's why I like you.
You're a dude,
And,
Jare. Not like a DJ Wiki.
Lincoln, come on, explain all these crazy
Now-
presidents in your country that they named you after.
Very good. Bumi, you just came
All
out
right.
of Facebook jail. You just got out of Facebook jail recently. You just got out of
No, not
Facebook jail.
yet. I'm still
You
in
still
it. I'm still in it. Oh,
No, I
Daniel,
saw you on
Daniel,
Facebook
Are we
yesterday.
still live? No,
You're
I'm
still
still
live.
in jail.
All right, guys.
I'm still in jail.
No, I saw you this morning.
Oh, people leave.
So we're about to round up.
Bye.
Abby, come and close out. We're 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Okay, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in as always. Big, massive thanks to Abby, to Candy, to Bumi, to Buki, Mr. H, Enuka, to Greatness. Unfortunately, we couldn't. Even Kayode, who popped in, smiled a bit, and head up. I did like bald heads and ran away. Thank you, and of course to the one and only DJ Break It Down, Wiki. Ron Moye, thank you everyone. Until we do this again, same time, same place. Take care and God bless. And of course,
God
please
bless.
stay for the after party. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I should have
Bye.
bought alcohol. Damn, this is like.
We're still like,
You see, never
take
We're
us
still
out.
live. Oh.
Oh, whoops.